pass. Rolling to his right. They throw it. The in route to Tanner Steck. Makes the catch. Steck dives for the pylon. Touchdown!
Up by the Nuggets and an attack. That'll go for a kill from Anasteer.
Lamar looks for a block, makes a man miss at the 5. End zone touchdown, Swirls. Sets up middle. Jensen for the exclamation point kill.
30, the 20, the 15, the 10, and an 85-yard touchdown run for Landon Olsen.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
The postseason has arrived in North Dakota as the Kindred Vikings host the Harvey-Wells County Hornets in the opening round of the Class A football playoffs. A pleasant, good Saturday afternoon. I'm Chase Miller alongside our on-site producer. He is Reggie Funk. Harvey-Wells County is the number 4 seed from Region 2. They lost 3 consecutive matchups heading into the playoffs, but all 3 were against postseason competition in Carrington, Cavalier, and Central Cass. Junior quarterback Talon Thorson has passed for 1,299 yards and 10 touchdowns on the offensive side for the Hornets, while senior inside linebacker Keaton Keller has flown all over the field with a team-leading 89 tackles and has 5 sacks for the Hornets. Harvey-Wells County is 5-4 on the season and searching for their first playoff win since 2009. Kindred is the number 2 overall seed in the Class A playoffs, winning the regular season Region 1 championship. The Vikings 8-0 on the year, looking for their 6th straight quarterfinal round appearance win with a W this afternoon. Junior quarterback Jake Starcevic has combined for 1,756 yards of offense and 25 touchdowns, while linebacker Hunter Bendis leads the team with 53 tackles. This is the first postseason matchup between the Hornets and the Vikings since 1996. Harvey beat Kindred 6-0 in the Class B quarterfinals and topped Kindred 20-6 in their other postseason matchup in the 90s back in 1990. Both were first-round playoff matchups or in the quarterfinals. When we come back on our pregame show, we'll take a look at the playoff bracket in North Dakota and keep you apprised of scores from across the state. Plus, we'll sit down with Kindred head coach Eric Burgad and Harvey-Wells County head coach Brett Doctor. Had the starting lineups and the opening kick. Our coaches' conversation is next from Kindred. This is Class A postseason football on yourliveevent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Even as a kid, I knew I wanted to be part of Polar Communications because they have such a long history of taking care of their employees.
I'm grateful that we get to work with great people every day, and I get to go home at the end of the day knowing that what we did for the day matters.
It's a great place to be part of a team and feel like you're achieving so much more than just answering a phone call. Polar is more than that. Polar is family.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Joining us now from the Hornets, that is Harvey-Wells County head football coach Brett Doctor joining us here. And Brett, before we talk about the postseason matchup with Kindred, what does it mean to make the playoffs for your program? Let's just talk about the end of the regular season. There's an old saying in sports, iron sharpens iron, and you went up against 3 consecutive teams who are in this round of 16. So what did you learn? What did you gain? What do you hope to take from that stretch going up against really quality competition into this matchup against the Vikings, Brett?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've had the gauntlet here the last 3 weeks, and and our offensive coordinator had some heart issues. So, we'll be without him for a couple games. We've been without him a couple games. So we've had to kind of reshuffle some things. And so that's been a challenge, but you know what? Our boys have stepped up. Last week wasn't exactly the way you wanted to go as your last season game, but we knew going in that was going to be a battle. We've traveled the last 4 weeks. We went to Grafton, we went to Cavalier, we went to Central Cass. So we've put some miles on. So that's been good just to get us ready for that. And we've been in some really good games. The Carrington game, we were up by 10 with 6 minutes to go, and Carrington, to their credit, found a way to come back. And then in Cavalier, we were up in that game too, and we just didn't finish that. So we're hoping that we put our best foot forward today and learn some from our mistakes here. We got a young team. We've got a lot of freshmen, sophomores going out there, and some juniors, of course. And so when you have that kind of youth, you're bound to make mistakes. But the good thing is I think we're learning from them, and they're excited to be in the playoffs. I mean, last year we were out. In fact, last week our bye fell on week 8, so we ended up finishing the season October 5th or 6th. So we were out for a long time, even before the playoffs started. So to be back in the playoffs and getting to play this extra bonus football has been great. We've got a lot of young, like I said earlier, got a lot of young kids that are getting extra reps in practice. That builds you for the future. And, to come out with a win and compete well would be a real stepping stone for this young team.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit here, Brett. What would a win for this program mean? I mean, you and I were talking here, and obviously North Dakota, it doesn't take much to find someone who and you've coached all along your way, and someone who's a family member, in the state. And Harvey football's had a lot of really quality football players. Wells County 9-man made it to the Dakota Bowl before they co-opt with you in 9-man. So that neck of the woods has a lot of a proud story and proud heritage in football. What would a postseason win here for the 2023 Hornets mean to this program, Brett?
It would be huge. We're stepping in the right direction. Obviously, we've been in the playoffs. I think 8 of 10 years that I've been here, but we haven't made that second step yet. And we've been in some tough regions, tough conferences. When you got the likes of Langdon and some of these teams up there that you play a lot, you see a lot of good football. And so just coming into Kindred and competing well, and eventually if we get a win, it'd be huge for our kids and show that all these challenges we put them through. Out of the 10 games, we played 3 ranked teams and 2 of them in the last 2 weeks. So that's a challenge for any team, especially when you're, like I said, playing freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. That's a real challenge. And so we're going to take everything that we can out of this moment, and hopefully we can keep going for next week.
What does Kindred present as a challenge when you put them on film? I know a lot of people will talk about Riley Sunram, and rightfully so, a guy who's a Power 5 football commit, handles a special team stuff as well. Starcevic coming down from Thompson to play there too, so you got a little history with him. But outside of those two, who or what kind of stands out, whether it's a player or just scheme-wise going into this game, Brett?
They play a lot of old school football, which I love. Back in the old days, in 07, 08, that was our style of football. You just line up and you come after you, and the best team win. So that I do like that. I like seeing that. I don't want to be on the other side as much when you got a college line. It looks like to me on the other side, but they do present some challenges up front. They're big, they're strong, they're physical. They get after it. Defensively, they're very sound. They understand what their roles are. That's a challenge. And then we've seen, as you mentioned, Starcevic. He's a tremendous athlete. We had played them earlier last year in Thompson and lost I think by 4 points to a Thompson team that made the playoffs. And we know what he's capable of. He's a great athlete. And so he presents challenges, and it looks to me like they've got good athletes all around the perimeter. So it's going to be a challenge. Now, the good news is for us is we've seen that kind of similar team a little bit last week in Central Cass. Central Cass for sure is the real deal, and we know Kindred's the real deal. So we've taken what we've learned from Central Cass, and hopefully we're going to apply it going forward today.
Last thing for you, Brett, before I let you go, I always like to talk and highlight maybe some players on your team. And some years there's guys who are the bell cow and they get all the yards, they get all the press clippings, and rightfully so. Then there's other guys who maybe are linemen or special teams players who maybe contribute in different ways and how they can leave a legacy of their own right. And one of the guys, when we were chatting off air before we got going, you mentioned Grant Anderson. What have you liked about Grant, and what has he provided this year's team as a senior?
Yeah, we've got 10 great seniors, and Grant is just another one. But he's a kid that has accepted his role so well. He's He's a senior that came out his sophomore year, and he's just he does whatever you ask him. He's on every special team. He goes out on a scout team and he gives everything he's got. You know, if you need him to line up at nose guard, he'll do it. He's a linebacker by trade, but he'll do whatever you ask from him. And you know, you never once hear him complain. I've not once heard him complain like, "Hey, I'm not getting the minutes" or whatever. He just wants the team to do well. He wants his buddies to get the best look possible. And I really appreciate that as a coach. And I think his brothers appreciate that too. Like, it's not about one person; it's about everybody. And that's really a credit to him. And we've got a few guys on the team, quite a few guys on the team that will sacrifice for each other. And I really like the makeup of this team. They're good kids, great character kids. And you know what? I mean, win or lose, I would go to battle with them every day.
Final thing, I guess my overtime question on the follow-up, and just asked another question. Best characteristic or trait about this team? What is it this season for the 2023 Hornets, Brett?
Character. I really like their character. They don't, they don't quit. They don't become demoralized. They come to practice every day, and they're just good kids. They're fun to be around. All of those things. It makes my job so much more enjoyable when you want to be at practice with them, and I do. I mean, we just practiced Thursday morning here, and get up at 6:30 for practice, and you think, oh man, every kid showed. Every kid was ready to be there, wanting to be there. And I just love that. I think it's part of who they are and what this sport means to them, and even more importantly, what their brothers on the team mean to them. And I think they're having as much fun as I am.
Brett, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here against the Vikings, and thanks again for everything here this afternoon.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Brett Doctor, head coach of the Harvey-Wells County Hornets, will continue on our pregame show after this.
I've always been more so of a caring person, I'd say. I don't know, the care aspect and being able to make a difference in their life and help them to have as normal of a life as they can. Whenever I provide care for them, I always try and go above and beyond and do you need anything else? Can I help you do this while I'm here? And take care of all these wonderful residents, and it's really nice having such awesome residents here. I would definitely recommend a career at Benedictine Beta.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Roadrunner Auto Tech Center wishes the Kindred Vikings football players, coaches, and staff the best of luck in the postseason. Let the crew at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center service your vehicle and keep it rolling down the road for miles to come. They have pride in their work, and it shows being in business for 26 years. Call 701-428-9953 to schedule your appointment or stop in and talk with Jeff, Dave, Mike, and Tammy at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center in Kindred.
Join us now on our pregame show from the Kindred Vikings. That is Coach Eric Burgad here as they welcome in the Harvey-Wells County Hornets to the opening round of the Class A football playoffs. And Eric, for you guys here, another year for this Kindred program to make the postseason. You've been here before. This team has understood this situation. Always nice to be at home as well. But before we get to the matchup and some of the players here, the senior class, what makes this weekend so much fun from a coach's perspective, knowing the regular season's behind you, all the work that you put in to get a top 4 overall seed here in the playoffs? You know that everything's running through Kindred as long as you take care of business. What's this week of football been like for you, Eric?
Oh, I always tell our guys this is, it feels like a new season coming on, and it always comes over fall break, and the kids get a break from school on Thursday and Friday. So naturally all the focus kind of shifts to to football because the kids get a break from the classroom and their studies, and it's one of my favorite weeks of the year. Just heightened sense of awareness. You get to have some morning practices. The kids get the afternoon off, so it just feels like there's a new urgency, and that we're intentional about that, and we know that every snap is important, every practice is important, because if you get clipped, it's all done, and we don't want the season to be done after this weekend.
Going up against Harvey-Wells County, I take a look at their schedule as of late. They've gone up against 3 straight teams who are in the playoffs in their own right, whether it was Central Cass last week, a Cavalier the week before that, Carrington, and so forth. So they've kind of been battle tested here as of late. I know it maybe hasn't shown on the box score a little bit from their results here, Eric, but when you look on film, or what do you see that'll present as a challenge against the Hornets upcoming here later today?
You're exactly right when you said that it's not showing up in the box score, but when I watch the tape without a box score, I see a really talented football team who's the ball just hasn't bounced their way sometimes. And from a defensive perspective, what I see is some really explosive athletes. Their quarterback is probably the fastest quarterback that I've ever prepared for. Their tailback, number 20, he's a similar player where he has some serious track speed, whereas if we're not fitting the run right, he's going to turn it into a big chunk play. And they have some speed on the edges too. So we've been talking about that a lot this week. It's just eliminating chunk plays, eliminating explosives, and being really good tacklers, because when you get guys who are that fast and you're playing the run or the pass, it doesn't matter. If you're missing tackles, it can turn into 6. So that's been a huge emphasis for us, as well as our physicality. We feel like if you're going to play against speed, you got to be more physical than the speed. So that'll be a big intention for us this weekend.
And going up against the Hornets too, it's another home game for your senior class. And that's the nice thing about the playoffs. You try to get that regular season to get games like this for those seniors who have another chance to play one, or if not more, home games, depending on how the results shake out here, Eric. 7 seniors. Some years you got 15, 20. Some years you got 3, 4, or 5. This year it's 7. But what is this senior class from the start of the season to where you're at now here entering this playoff push? What have they kind of meant, and what are some attributes to this senior class?
Yeah, it is a small class. Only having 7, it feels odd. When we warm up before every practice, we always do it in tiers. The seniors have the first line, then juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and they always clap when we start a drill. And it's kind of funny to hear that senior class. It's only 7 guys clapping, and then our freshman class has 16 guys clapping. So although they are a smaller number, they're a tremendous impact to our team, and I just hope that we can play good football so they can keep playing together. It's the game is one thing, but the practices leading up to the game, I think that's where guys make a ton of memories, and you remember a lot from that, the film before practice and after practice and stuff in the weight room. So I hope we can keep these guys together and keep them connected, because right now they're really gelling, and we have some nice vocal leaders in that senior class, and then we have guys who don't say anything at all, and they just lead by example, and they know the standard, and they show up every day, and they do the right things. So just want to keep this group together as long as we can.
Someone who's not a senior but has had a really good impact to your team this year, Hunter Bindis, taking a look at the stats. He's flying around to the football, one of your leading tacklers, it seems like, every game in the box score, and then obviously has found ways to get in the end zone offensively at that tight end spot, and been a good target for Jake there at the quarterback spot here this season as well. What has Hunter provided to this year's Viking club, Eric?
Hunter on the offensive side provides big playability. He's made some catches, especially early in the season, where he's been covered and Jake just puts it in his area. And Hunter has tremendous body control. He understands leverage really well, and he's come up with some really impressive catches. So on the offensive side, he's certainly a threat downfield, even though he plays as an inline tight end a lot of the game. And on defense, yeah, he's our leading tackler, but he's arguably our smartest football player too. He plays in the middle of our defense at the linebacker position, and him and I have a great dialogue. Whenever we need to check into something or check out of something, it's Hunter who's doing it for us, along with some other guys. I feel like we have some smart football players, but Hunter's definitely at the top of that list. He's a nice teammate, and he does a good job.
Final thing for you, Eric, before we let you go, I always like to ask coaches this question on the first round of the playoffs, whether you're a first-year head coach, you've been in this program for quite some time, or whether you're a 25-year-old, head coach that's been there doing stuff for a long time in a program. But what would a postseason win mean compared to a regular season win? What would a postseason win mean for the 2023 version of the Kindred Vikings here, Eric?
Postseason wins, they mean a lot, because you're guaranteed you're going against a good football team, and the other team's fired up too. So you feel really fortunate if you're able to do a good enough job throughout the regular season, first just to be in this position, but then to execute well enough and to have your guys focused enough to get a postseason win. It means a lot, and we don't take them for granted ever. All the focus is Harvey right now, and we try to simplify it even further in that we're focused on snaps. We're not looking at the scoreboard during the game. We're going to have nice responses against a good team. So we'll see where that leads us.
Eric, as always, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here against the Hornets tonight, or this afternoon, the opening round.
Thanks for having me, Chase.
Coach Burgad here for the Kindred Vikings. We'll continue on our pregame show ahead of the opening kickoff and take a look at the state tournament bracket. That's next here on your live event.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Proud to cheer on the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. It's Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Good luck, Hornets, as you run, pass, blitz, and tackle the competition on your way to victory. We're behind you all the way. Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Check out the Facebook page or find us online at heinrichsupervalue.com for the weekly sales specials. Cheering on and wishing good luck to the Harvey-Wells County Hornets, it's Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Remember, game day and every day, Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey, come check us out.
As we continue on our pregame show ahead of the opening kickoff here today, and we get to our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. It's the North Dakota Class A postseason. The 9-man postseason also getting underway today, where the AA and AAA, that'll start up upcoming in 6 days on Friday. 3 minutes left to play in Deluxe Burlington, where the Lakers and the Killdeer Cowboys are scoreless after almost the end of the first quarter. That's the only game that's currently in action right now in Class A. 2 games kicking off here at the bottom of the hour. Lisbon at Langdon area and more Munich. That'll be at 1:30, while you will have this contest with Harvey-Wells County at Kindred. Kindred the 2 seed, the Cardinals the 3 seed. The winner of this game will go up against the winner of Oaks and Carrington. Kindred can host the route all the way to the Dome as long as they win. Harvey-Wells County, they would be a road warrior team if they can upset the Vikings here today. Cavalier at Central Cast. The winner of that game goes to Langdon as long as the Cardinals beat the Broncos. Also, Stanley at number 4 seed Dickinson Trinity. The winner of that contest will play the winner of Killdeer and Deluxe Burlington. Bishop Ryan travels to Shiloh Christian here this evening or this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Then the number 1 overall seed Velvet Drake and Garrison, the Aggies, going up against Bowman County. That'll kick off at 2. Games today here on your live event. This contest between the Vikings and the Hornets. At 2 o'clock, Joel Morgan has a call in Castleton between the Squirrels and the Cavalier Tornadoes. Then at 2:30 in 9-man football, an audio-only broadcast featuring Nelson County at Sargent County, the Bulldogs, the number 1 overall seed in the North Dakota 9-man football playoffs. Also, some other games of note on the eastern side of the state in 9-man. Weimar-Lidgewood travels to North Prairie. Henninger County at Alexander. That'll be in the western side alongside with Linton HMB and West Hope Newburgh Glenburg. They are the 4th seed. And then back on the eastern side, Hankinson at New Rockford Shia Maddock and North Star at Lemoore Litchfield Marion in the 9-man playoffs. Central McLean travels to Grant County Flasher and Mulhall Lansford Sherwood at number 3 seed South Border. So that again is a look at the Class A and 9-man football playoffs. So take a quick break. We'll continue here after this from Kindred.
Lakes Community Co-op provides energy solutions. Farm fuels, lubricants, propane, and natural gas are all available to farms, homes, and businesses from Lakes Community Co-op. They enjoy working with their customers to meet your fuel and energy solutions. Call Lakes Community Co-op today, 1-888-935-2281 for farm fuel pricing, contract programs, farm lubricants, propane pricing, and delivery for farm, home, business, and natural gas service. Lakes Community Co-op, your co-op in your community.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
As we come back here, let's get to our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. Live the sweet life with American Crystal Sugar Company. Quality products and great careers. Grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. The Kindred Vikings won the toss and elected to defer, so we'll start with the Hornets on the offensive side of the football. Isaac Richter, a left tackle at a senior at 5'7". Gavin Chu, a left guard, a senior at 5'10" and 240. Andrew Fry, the senior at 5'10", senior at 190. Right guard of Porter Johnson, a right guard at 6'3", junior at 240, and Frank Richter, the sophomore tackle at 250. Split end of Tyler Swung, the junior at 6'1", with 92 receiving yards on the season. Keaton Keller, the 6'3" senior, leads the Hornets with 611 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. The flanker of Jackson Feist, the 5'8" sophomore, with 324 yards receiving and 2 TDs. Christian Mertz, the freshman fullback at 6'2", Cal Sieg is the junior tailback with 12 rushing touchdowns this season, and Talon Thorson, the 6'2" junior quarterback at 185 pounds with 10 passing touchdowns and 5 rushing touchdowns on the season here for Thorson and the Hornets. Harvey-Wells County 5-4 on the season, averaging 22 points per game while defensively giving up 25. They are head coach by Brett Doctor. We go from there to the Kindred Vikings, and we'll take a look at their starters up front on the defensive line of the football here. Riley Sunram, again, on the DN spot with Luke Starcevic. Starcevic, the 6'3" freshman. Sunram, the 6'6" senior. And the D tackle, Dylan Filler, a senior at 6'2", 255. Linebackers of Jake Starcevic, the 6'2" junior. Hunter Bendis leads the team in tackles. The 5'10", 185-pound junior linebacker. Tyson Johnson, a 5'9" junior linebacker. And Owen Hoyme, a 6' senior linebacker. Corners of Cameron Schwartzwalter, the 5'10" senior. Brooks Bacco, the 6'3" freshman with 5 interceptions on the season for Bacco. Free safety, Jack McDonald, a 5'9" junior, and Isaac Spellhog, the 6'2" junior with 3 interceptions here for the Kindred Vikings. Kindred giving up just 7 points per game while offensively scoring 32 a contest. The Vikings 8-0 on the season, head coach by Eric Burgett. Again, that does it for our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned at crystalsugar.com. The winner of this contest will play the winner of Oaks and Carrington. That game gets underway at 2 o'clock again later today. We will keep you apprised of all the scores going on throughout the postseason. I'm Chase Miller. He's Reggie Funk. Kickoff is next from Kindred between the 8-0 Vikings and the 5-0 Hornets. That's next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
RDK Enterprises is searching for candidates to fill multiple positions. These customer-facing positions require a high level of organization, workflow management skills, the ability to work with and lead others, problem-solving skills, and the drive to deliver an outstanding customer experience. Available positions include shop foreman and service technician. Compensation package based on experience. If interested in joining our team, upload your resume at planterdoc.com.
Your home for the Region 1 and Region 2 volleyball tournaments is YourLiveEvent.com.
Kittleson will give it to Smeldon, to Haley Smeldon, and down for the kill.
From the quarterfinals on Monday, November 6th, through the region title matches on Thursday, November the 9th. Hansen back set. Here comes Satcham with the tip. Jensen with the cover. Russ sets up Josie for the kill. Catch the Region 1 and Region 2 volleyball tournaments from Lisbon and Larimore on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is your livelihood, and success requires a seed partner that's just as committed as you are. Just like you, we're farmers first, so our values are rooted just as deep and our goals are just as strong. Our team is ready to hit your fields, so no matter what each growing season brings, we'll get through it together. It's who we are. Thunderseed, first in the field.
Roadrunner Auto Tech Center wishes the Kindred Vikings football players, coaches, and staff the best of luck in the postseason. Let the crew at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center service your vehicle and keep it rolling down the road for miles to come. They have pride in their work, and it shows, being in business for 26 years. Call 701-428-9953 to schedule your appointment or stop in and talk with Jeff, Dave, Mike, and Tammy at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center in Kindred. High school football today here from Kindred. It's the Vikings and the Harvey-Wells County Hornets in the opening round of the Class A football playoffs here on YourLiveEvent.com. As we get this one on the tee, kicking it off at the 40-yard line will be Andrew Haley here for the Vikings. An opening kick at 1:32 on a Saturday afternoon. And welcome to the postseason. The Hornets will take it on the far side of the football field and get to about the 20-yard line. Still breaking a tackle for Harvey-Wells County. To the outside is Jackson Feist before he gets wrapped up at about the 19. So Harvey-Wells County will handle the football here to start things off, as they will come out on the season. 308 yards of offense here for the Hornets. 155 on the ground with 153 here through the air, as this will be at the 11:50 mark here of this opening quarter. Again, Reggie Funk handling the behind the scenes. Chase Miller with you here in Kindred. Overcast skies about in the mid-50s as we get this one ready to go. Shotgun formation, twin spread out both either side with the junior quarterback there in Thorson here in the gun. Thorson, clean pocket, has some time, gets the ball out quickly to the outside here, and Feist is going to get wrapped up at about the 20-yard line, make it the 25-yard line by Owen Hoyme, but not before a clean pocket. Thorson got it out of his hands quickly and able to get about 5 yards on the pitch and catch. Jackson, that's his 25th reception now in the season for 329 yards. Ball right between the hashes of the 25 and the 26. Harvey-Wells County, losers of 3 straight coming into today, but again, they have played quality competition. The 3 teams all made the postseason. Second down, Thorson, little slip screen. That goes to Feist, who absolutely gets decked at the 25-yard line. Riley Sunram delivering the hammer. That's going to be a loss of 1. Looking for that quick screen here as Feist comes back in after a block on the outside by Tyler Swung, but nobody accounted for the future Gopher in Riley Sunram. The 6'6", 280-pound defensive end comes down and lays the woodwork. Feist, though, did a good job with that to complete the reception, and now it'll be a third and about a long 5 or 5.5 here for the Hornets. Hornets going from the south to the north end zone here. 3rd and 5. The Cowbells are out in Kindred here on this Saturday afternoon. Motion man going left to right is Keller. They will handle it, looking for a screen. Thorson now looking to make something out of nothing here as he scampers to the outside. Vikings, good pursuit. You had Sunram, and alongside with him, Cameron Schwartzwalter in on the tackle, and Thorson got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that was it. Hornets will have to look to punt. Again, losses with Carrington. They were up by 10 late against the Cardinals. Lost by 5, lost to Cavalier in Cavalier 2 weeks ago, and last week lost to Central Cass 49-8. As they will come on and punt this ball away with Mr. Sieg here for Harvey-Wells County at his own 14. Right-footed kick. That'll come off the side, take a Hornets roll at the 40 and go to about the 43-yard line. So that'll be of about a punt of 17. It's a 3 and out here for the Hornets. And now the Kindred Vikings have a chance in positive territory to try to get on the board first here. 10:08 left here in this opening quarter. For the Kindred Vikings on this season, they average 421 yards of offense with 291 coming on the ground and 130 coming through the air here this season for the Vikings. They're in their blue uniforms with Jake Starcevic here at quarterback. QB keeper, little power. Starcevic makes his way to the outside, carrying a couple of Hornets with him before he's wrapped up at about the 16-yard line. For Harvey-Wells County, you had Tyler Swung in on the tackle and Alex Smith as well. That'll be of a scamper of about 6 yards here for Starcevic. Starcevic, the 6'2 junior, Owen Hoyme will be at tailback. Tyler Johnson is going to be your fullback, mixed at running back. Isaac Spellhog and Cameron Schwartzwalter as well here for the Vikings. Little inside draw play here for Starcevic. Breaks out of a tackle, gets to the 30. Starcevic with a stiff arm to the 10, spins his way to the 5, and he's taken down there. 31 yards on the rush here for Starcevic. 2 carries now for 37 yards. Makes it a first and goal opportunity here for the Kindred Vikings. So Kindred 2 plays with the guys up front with Spellhog, Filler, Miller, Fornshell, and Sunram opening up some lanes right now here for the Vikings. Bendis at tight end spot with 4 receiving touchdowns on the season. Spellhog and Schwartzwalter will be part of the wide receivers coming in and out throughout this game. Starcevic back in the shotgun formation. Handoff. This will go to about the 1-yard line there for Hoyme before he's met up for a 4-yard gain. For the Hornets coming in on the tackle, you had Keaton Keller part of the party there alongside with Tyler Swung. Keller leads the Hornets with 89 tackles and 5 sacks as they quickly get to line now here for the Vikings. Second and goal at the 1. Starcevic trying to push it through on a QB keeper. Spins, and he's into the end zone. Striking first here with 8:37 left to go in the opening quarter. Kindred leads it 6-0 over the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. 3 carries, 38 yards, and a touchdown for Starcevic. That drive, 43 yards. Able to go a minute and 31 seconds off the clock as they will come out for the PAT here with Andrew. Right-footed kick. It's a line drive kick, but it is true and good. We have a new score. It's Kindred 7, Harvey-Wells County scoreless. It's high school football on your live event. We're back here on YourLiveEvent.com on a drive that goes 43 yards. A minute 37 comes off the clock, and Starcevic had a couple of running opportunities. 3 again for 38 yards. Hoyme 1 for 4, and Eric Burgad again taking over for head coach Matt Crane after Matt going out to Bismarck to be an athletic director out there. But moving forward, Burgad was in the program as a defensive coordinator as the wind knocks this one off the tee. So the Vikings, for some fans wondering how different would they look, how similar would they be from a prior year, and it's kind of the same thing, old school football, as you heard Coach Doctor say on our pregame show, saying they line it up and they come right at you. You know what you're getting when you're going up against the Vikings. With it here for the Harvey-Wells County Hornets, slipping out of a tackle. This one going to be Keller, and Keller makes his way to about the 23-yard line. And Harvey-Wells County will have their second possession here of the opening quarter. Hornets had a nice play to start to the outside as Thorson able to hit Feist for 5 yards. Then Feist got blew up on a screen play, and then they tried to slip screen with the tailback, and that was unable to get there for Harvey-Wells County. As the Hornets will come out here with the football. And handle it here with a first down and 10 I formation, as the Hornets just can't get much going up the middle here. Give a lot of credit again towards this Viking defensive line, and really coming across there as Sieg is met right at the line as he gets back to the 23. So Thorson with 1 carry for 0 yards, and the same for Sieg. Very youthful team here for both when you take a look at their seniors. Harvey-Wells County has 10. Well, you have the Vikings with 7, so regardless of what happens on the outcome here tonight, you got a feeling that these two teams might find themselves again in the postseason next year. Just a matter of where everyone will be with the reclassification and reshuffle again of teams moving up or down. 3 down defensive linemen for the Vikings. Thorson, little read option play here, and the Vikings do a good job corralling to about the 25-yard line as the Hornets get about a yard, and that's it. Harvey-Wells County with Sieg again on the rush makes it 3rd down and a long 9. So far what we've seen from Kindred is Filler, Sunram, and Starcevic, they don't necessarily have to make the tackles up front. It's about taking the offensive line and allowing those linebackers and at times maybe those secondary players to come downhill with a head of steam and get a tackle along the way. So 3rd and 9 here for Talon, who does throw a really nice ball when he gets opportunities. Going a little bit into the wind right now here for the Hornets. Second possession again of the game for Harvey-Wells County. Thorson, pocket collapses. Thorson trying to evade a sack. He gets back to the line. The Vikings bring a little delay pressure on the outside. Jake Starcevic comes there for the tackle, and that'll be a 4th down and long. And they'll mark it for a sack, a loss of about a half a yard. So far for Harvey-Wells County, they've able to get 2 passes for 4 yards and then 4 rushes right now for 0 yards here for the Hornets. Harvey-Wells County with Sieg back at his own 13-yard line. Punted one for about 17, play clock getting down to single digits. Clean snap, right-footed kick, almost. Getting there was the Vikings. This one takes another Hornets roll right at the 50, and that's where it'll bounce here for the Hornets. So a 25-yard punt. The Vikings will take over at the 50-yard line here for their second possession of the contest at the 6:06 mark here of the opening quarter. For Harvey-Wells County, take a couple of minutes off the clock, however, unable to get a first down and really try to flip the field here. And now the Vikings will handle the football. See what the Hornets can do defensively. Tyler swung a defensive end with Rylan Wetzel. Defensive tackles of Isaac Richter and Gavin Chu here for the Hornets as they have 5 down linemen on this play. Handoff goes to Hoyme. Hoyme stretches his way to about the 47-yard line here for the Vikings. Coming on the tackle is Christian Mertz. 2 carries now for 7 yards. And again, linebackers of Mr. Sieg, Keller, and Mertz. They have 55 tackles for Mertz, 89 for Keller, and 73 for Sieg, and they all have 5 or more sacks at that linebacker spot here for the Hornets this season. Corners of Alex Smith, Talon Thorson, Buck Miller and Volmer at the safety spot for the Hornets. Second and a long 7. Starcevic going to keep this one past the 45, gets to the hash at the 40, to the 35, and he brings players with him to the 31-yard line. It's a 15-yard rush on the play here for Starcevic. The Hornets in on the tackle with Buck Miller and Volmer. On Starcevic, 4 carries now for 53 yards and a touchdown. The Vikings offensive lineman again up front. Spellhog 6'2", 220. Filler 6', 255. Miller 5'11", 220. Fornshell 5'10", 265. And Sunram at the right tackle spot 6'6", 280. Coach Doctor said it's almost looking like against a college offensive line when you're looking at this Vikings front. Motion man goes Hoyme out of the backfield. Starcevic in the shotgun. Play action looking for a man. Has him down the field to his brother Starcevic for the touchdown. It's 31 yards. Jake to Luke. Starcevic to Starcevic. And the Vikings are up by 13. Well, you're running the football so well. Everything gets drawn in on that little play action, and the tight end on the outside, and Starcevic just ran a seam right up the middle. Nobody was there for the Hornets in the secondary, and the Vikings 2 possessions, 2 scores, and 2-point after attempts as well is good by Haley. We got a new score, 5:44 left to play here in the first quarter. The Vikings lead it by 14.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Even as a kid, I knew I wanted to be part of Polar Communications because they have such a long history of taking care of their employees.
I'm grateful that we get to work with great people every day, and I get to go home at the end of the day knowing that what we did for the day matters.
It's a great place to be part of a team and feel like you're achieving so much more than just answering a phone call. Polar is more than that. Polar is family.
High school football here on YourLiveEvent.com. The Kindred Vikings with a 14-point edge, 2 possessions, 2 scores as Haley puts this one on the T-end over end kick that's going to go to the 10-yard line. The Hornets fake the reverse with the football to the near sideline here, and the Hornets will get decked there with Keaton Keller at the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Harvey-Wells County will look to get something brewing offensively here for their 3rd possession of the contest, and you never want to say early in the first quarter that's a must-score kind of a drive, but something positive is what they will be looking for here, trying to at least get a first down and some, as they will have it at the 23. The Hornets starting off at their own 20-23, and again at the 23-yard line here for Harvey-Wells County. Hornets started the season with a win over their rival in rugby back in August, lost to Langdon, beat Thompson the first 3 games of the year. As Keller goes left to right in this shotgun formation for Talon. Thorson steps up, has a little bit of a room to the 25 numbers, puts the helmet down and gets pushed out of bounds there, as the Vikings will take Thorson out with Owen Hoyme, also with Brooks Bacco, but not before they're able to get to the 29-yard line for a gain of 6. There's going to be some of the things for Harvey-Wells County with Thorson. He can be a backyard kind of a football player, and again, in that particular situation, saw that the defensive end came up the field. No one was there for an outside linebacker to fill right at the line. Got a good healthy yards here on the first. Hornets with wins, as we mentioned, against the Panthers and the Tommies. They also won in Bottineau, defeated Park River Area and Grafton here this season. 5-4 on the year, game number 10 for Coach Doctor. Got to get it off before the delay of game they do. Thorson, QB keeper, their Vikings able to stretch this one to the outside. Thorson hurdles a man and then going to get pushed out of bounds by Jake Starcevic, and this will be back to the 27-yard line for a loss of 2. The pursuit by Kindred has definitely been on notice throughout this season. I'm talking with coaches kind of in the offseason and throughout the year. They've all said it just kind of feels like the same old Vikings, and that's credit to them. We have a timeout on the field. We'll break with them. It's our first Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency timeout here in the first quarter. Third down, Coach Doctor calls it for the Hornets. We're back after this.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Timeout brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. From banking to insurance, let Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency handle your requests. For more information, go online to kindredstatebank.com. That again is kindredstatebank.com. Vikings 14, Harvey-Wells County scoreless in about 10 minutes from now. A little farther north from here, Castleton will kick off with Cavalier. Joel Morgan has the call. That'll be again at 2 o'clock. Update for you out west. Killdeer leads Deluxe Burlington 7-0 in the opening half. Harvey-Wells County calls the timeout as they will handle the football here on a third down. Two wide receivers, both left and right in the slot. On the near side is Keller. Sieg lines up to the left of Thorson in the gun. Vikings show 4 men at the line. They're going to bring 5. It's a low snap, and Thorson is fortunate to hold on to that one. It was off from the start as you had Sunram getting in the backfield also with Hoyme there, and that will be a loss of about 12 yards. Make it 6 yards for a 4th and 12 upcoming. So a third possession that goes a 3 and out here for the Hornets. And now the Vikings can smell some potential blood in the water here if they can take advantage of a short field. Again, they won the coin toss and elected to defer to the second half, so they will get the ball to start the second here for the Vikings. Here's the snap. Right-footed kick on the way by Sieg is going to bounce to the 41, and that's where it'll go there. A punt of 20 yards. And for the Vikings, they've handled the football in positive territory twice at the Hornets 43, now at the 41, and they've also handled the ball at the 50-yard line. Couldn't ask for better starting field position if you're Coach Eric Burgad and the Vikings. Kindred open up the year with a win over their rival in Central Cass, 21-0, and they've just kept on winning since. Went up to Cavalier for a 41-12 win in week 2. As they will handle it 1st and 10 I formation here for the Vikings. Starcevic, little fullback trap play on the way for Johnson, and Johnson able to push the pile to about the 36-yard line. As the Vikings able to get a couple of yards on that play, bring up 2nd down and 6. Vikings also with wins this season in Region 1 play over the Burros, the Jangs, the Oaks Tornadoes, Lisbon. 29-20 a couple weeks ago. Finished off the regular season with wins over Mayport, CG, and EEK. 2nd down and 6 upcoming again. Johnson, the fullback. Hoyme dots the eye with a wide receiver split on either side. Starcevic rolling, looking, evades one, sack, spins, gets the outside, and the Hornets finally bring him down. It's going to be a loss of about 4, maybe 5, as the Hornets were able to get there on the play with Isaac Richter was part of it. Also in on the coverage, and the sack here was Christian Mertz. So Richter and Mertz here for the Hornets to push this back to a 3rd and 11. Well, the Hornets defense now one play away from at least trying to put the brakes on here from this Vikings offensive unit. As the Vikings will split out a wide receiver to the left-hand side here in Jack McDonald. Tight end of Bendis on the left, Starcevic on the right. 3rd down and 11, play clock at 2. They get it off Starcevic, QB keeper, right up Broadway. Starcevic gets to the 30, has the first down, takes a hit on the play as Buckmiller delivered the hit, and Starcevic then kept moving the pile an extra 4 yards forward. Go from the 41 all the way to about the 26-yard line. A gain of 15 here for Starcevic. 6 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown. So on 3rd and 11, where you might expect a passing play, you just have the good old QB power right through the A-gap, and all of a sudden it opened up and able to get a first down and some here for the Vikings. High school football here on yourliveevent.com. Make sure you go to yourliveevent.com throughout the rest of the regular season here in North Dakota. Minnesota has section postseason starting up on Monday and Tuesday with volleyball and football. Pitch play. This will go outside. Hoyme looking for a lead blocker. Gets one with Johnson. Cuts back in 20. Hoyme to the 15, and he scampers all the way down to the 11. Make it the 12-yard line. 14 yards on the play here for Hoyme. 3 carries now for 21 yards for Hoyme. All of a sudden, you go up the middle, then you bring out the pitch play. You get the lead blocker coming out there from the line, and Tyler Johnson able to knock down a Hornet as well and bring up a 1st and 10. Harvey-Wells County looking for another sack or something here from their defense. The Vikings, this could be the final play of the potential first quarter. Starcevic goes back under center. Hoyme has a little bit of crease, gets the outside of the 5, and spins his way down to they'll mark him at the 6 for a 6-yard gain. 4 carries now for 28 yards, and we have a timeout on the field here for the Kindred Vikings. We'll break as well. The Vikings knocking on the door late in the first quarter.
I've always been more so of a caring person, I'd say. I don't know, the care aspect and being able to make a difference in their life and help them to have as normal of a life as they can. Whenever I provide care for them, I always try and go above and beyond and do you need anything else? Can I help you do this while I'm here? And I take care of all these wonderful residents, and it's really nice having such awesome residents here. I would definitely recommend a career at Benedictine Beta.
Timeout on the play, brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency, as the Vikings, with the wind again a little bit at their back. Not a true north to south wind, but one where if you get in the end zone, you can kick with the wind instead of against the wind, and you want to utilize that as best to your ability. Not as windy as it was a few years ago here when the Vikings hosted the Hazen Bison in a crosswind, where when you threw the football, kicked the football, it went straight for about 5 yards and veered completely left or completely right from that category. Again, timeout on the play, brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. Go to kindredstatebank.com for more information. Harvey-Wells County trailing it by 14 as the Vikings right now will handle it 2nd and 4. Both coaches have used one timeout here in this opening quarter. Starcevic in the shotgun will keep it going to the right-hand side. Tries to cut back in, and he gets tackled up high there by Keaton Keller, also with Mertz in on the tackle. Starcevic's able to get 3 yards, though, quickly get back to the line. Trying to get a play off before the quarter here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. And Starcevic unable to get that QB keeper off before it is blown dead. After 1 quarter play, it's the Kindred Vikings 14. The Hornets scoreless. We're back after this.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
High school football here on yourliveevent.com. We haven't had too many plays on the north side of the football field, but that's where we'll start here in this second quarter. I'm Chase Miller. He's Reggie Funk, and the Kindred Vikings will be set to go here on a 3rd down and 1 at about the 3-yard line. They'll handle it here. So Vikings will come out with Starcevic, as he will go under center. Handoff, Hoyme has the crease. Hoyme into the end zone here for the Kindred Vikings. It's a 3-yard rush for Hoyme. 5 carries, 31 yards, and a score here for the Kindred Vikings. First play of the second quarter hits pay dirt here for Kindred. This from Hoyme for the 3-yard rushing touchdown. And now the PAT coming up on the way here for Andrew Haley. Right-footed kick through the wind is up, and it's good. Vikings lead it by 21. Kickoff is next.
Roadrunner Auto Tech Center wishes the Kindred Vikings football players, coaches, and staff the best of luck in the postseason. Let the crew at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center service your vehicle and keep it rolling down the road for miles to come. They have pride in their work, and it shows being in business for 26 years. Call 701-428-9953 to schedule your appointment or stop in and talk with Jeff, Dave, Mike, and Tammy at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center in Kindred.
For the Vikings, that drive able to go 41 yards, takes 3 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock, and it's capped off by the Hoyme 3-yard rushing touchdown. Haley again had the point after attempt. For Kindred, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. For the Hornets, it's been punt, punt, and punt, and all of them have been 3 and out so far here for Harvey-Wells County. As Haley will put this ball on the tee for the Vikings, while the Hornets will be back. You'll have Keller back there. Also with him will be Jackson Feist at their own 10-yard line, kicking this one into the wind. This one will hang up about at the 22-yard line with a head of steam. There goes Feist to the 30. Outside Feist to about the 34 before he's pushed out of bounds here by the Vikings in Brock Johnson. Best starting field position of the contest here for Harvey-Wells County, and we'll see if they can utilize with the wind at their back a little bit on this passing game as well, as they will start off at their own 35-yard line here for Harvey-Wells County. Coming up, once we get to the half, we'll take a look at the first half numbers. Your out-of-town scoreboard with most high school football games today kicking off at 2 o'clock. You had 1-1 with Kildare at Des Lacs Burlington in Class A. 9-man a couple kicking off at 2:30. But other than that, most of the games going on right now for the opening kickoff in the first round of the playoffs. This will be a direct snap to Sieg here. Sieg will take it to the boundary to the far side of the football field. And nice looking run there by Sieg for 5 yards to the 40. Hornets went more to almost a wildcat kind of a setting there. Got to try something a little bit different, as Thorson will come on and just give the opportunity here for that Kindred defense to maybe see something a little bit different that they haven't seen so far today. Hornets with the football here at the 40. Harvey-Wells County, Brett Doctor, longtime head coach here for the Hornets. Hornets have lost 10 straight playoff games. Their last postseason one coming back in 2009 here for Harvey-Wells County. Sieg again, gets the left-hand side, gets the first down and some before he's popped out of bounds near midfield. Hunter Bindis will pop him out, and Sieg able to get to the boundary not once but twice here, and they're going to give him about the 49-yard line. So a good-looking rush of nearly 10. Well, they're going to mark it at the 50, so give him the 10 yards here for Sieg. Well, if it works once, go back to it again and see if it works one more time, back-to-back times. But Harvey-Wells County history had Wells County making the 9-man championship in 2010, the last year of their program. And then the Harvey Hornets, they won titles, been in championship games. Last championship came in 2008 for the Hornets. As Mertz is going to get stood up right at the line, going nowhere here. The Vikings with good pursuit. As able to come in on the tackle here for the Vikings on the outside. It was going to be Grant Spellhog. And going back and looking at Harvey's history again, 2008, won a state title, went 11-1, and catch this, through 12 games for the Hornets in 08, they only gave up 34 points in 12 games during that stretch, beating Lytton HMB again in the state championship. Third meeting since 1990 for the Hornets and the Vikings. They played in 90, they played in 96. First meeting since then, as it's a Pass opportunity here for Sieg. Sieg going to roll, fire, looking down the field, looking for Thorson. That one will be incomplete on the outside as they put the quarterback on the outside. And on the coverage here for the Vikings was Brooks Bacco. Now it's 3rd down and 10 here for Harvey-Wells County. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining here in this first half of play. Vikings 14 points in the opening quarter. The Hornets scoreless. For those of you just joined us, Starcevic had a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Then Jake found Luke Starcevic for a 31-yard receiving score. And then Owen Hoyme with a 3-yard rushing touchdown. 3rd and 10 for the Hornets. Thorson back in the shotgun formation. Vikings going to bring 4. Thorson steps up, tries to avoid a sack, gets out of 1 tackle, then gets shoestring down at the very end at the 48-yard line. Hunter Bendis comes in on the tackle. Thorson gets 2 yards, and that's it. Open field tackle here for the Vikings. And a 4th down upcoming as it looks like the Hornets will come on and try to punt this football away. So far, we've seen those linebackers for the Vikings really getting everywhere on the football field when they've had chances on the open field here in this first half. They've taken down Harvey-Wells County more times than not. Right-footed kick by Sieg, high end-over-end kick that'll take the Vikings all the way back to their own 10-yard line. Here goes Kindred, able to get a block. Here goes Brooks Bacco, but then there's a play coming here, and they're finishing it off for Brooks at about the 30. So currently a punt return of about 18 yards, barring the penalty that stands back at the 17-yard line. I'm going to say it's a hold on Kindred. That'll be our first penalty for either club here tonight. I'll go from the spot of the foul at the 17-yard line after the return again went to the 30. Our umpiring crew here is Neil Linton wearing the white hat. Terry Steinhaus is our umpire. Wade Borth is the head linesman with Shane Weber, the side judge, and Tim Steinhaus is our back judge this afternoon here in Kindred. So that one going to go back to the 8-yard line. So a penalty of about 9 yards here. And the Vikings, for the first time today, will handle the football deep in their own side of the field. Vikings able to go to the outside here with the shotgun formation as they're getting set with Cameron Shortswalter. Motion man goes Hoyme right to left. Looking across the middle here for the Vikings. They got a man. And just like that, they get out of the shadow of their own end zone with one play here for the Vikings to Isaac Spellhag to the 22-yard line. 14 yards on the pitch and catch. Spellhag will have his first reception of the day. Starcevic so far, 2 of 2 for 45 yards passing, 66 yards rushing here for Jake. Harvey-Wells County with a 5-man front at the line. Starcevic in that gun. Hands off, here goes Hoyme. Hoyme gets the 30-yard line and make it Johnson here on the play. Or is that going to be Hoyme? That is Johnson, excuse me. Johnson able to get 11 yards. Just going to put that ball in the belly for Starcevic, see what the defensive end's doing. So far, good offensive pulls as well for the Vikings, opening up some lanes. And Johnson with his second carry now for 17 yards. The Vikings 2 plays go from the 8-yard line all the way to their own 35 here. Going into the wind a little bit here in Kindred. One wide receiver, split out right-hand side. In the gun is Starcevic. Handoff here. Now it's Hoyme to the outside, and Hoyme is going to get tackled on the play for about a gain of nearly 4 yards. Jaden Volmer comes in on the tackle at the strong safety spot for the Hornets. And we'll give Hoyme 4 yards, 6 carries. Now for 35 yards for Hoyme. Johnson 2 for 17, and Starcevic 7 for 66. Balanced effort across the board here for the Vikings. Vikings forced to punt to start with defensively. Took the touchdown 43 yards in their first possession, and they've held the lead ever since. Shotgun here again for Starcevic. There's a good kick out play. Starcevic able to get to the 45-yard line, breaks a tackle, trying to stiff arm a Hornet for another 5 yards before he's taken down there. The Hornets coming in with Keaton Keller. You also had in on the tackle for the Hornets in Manning Buckmiller, as that'll go for a gain of nearly 7 yards. Able to get the first down here and some again for the Vikings. Kindred right now averaging 32 points per game, and the real question is when you go up against this Vikings team, it's more about their defense. They've only given up 58 points in 8 games this season, and you're seeing why so far in this first half. But when you get the offense humming like this and opening up lanes like that, the Vikings can be very deadly. First time today that we've said Brock Johnson's name, the younger brother of Tyson, able to get 8 yards on the play. So Brock getting an opportunity here in Kindred to get into the lineup here for the Vikings. For the freshman, 2nd down and 2 here for Starcevic. Starcevic has time, 3-step drop, little hitch and go pattern on the outside here for the Vikings. That one's going to be incomplete out of the outstretched arms of Shortswalter, but we do have a penalty at the 18-yard line. Harvey-Wells County in on the coverage was Jaden Volmore. We'll see the penalty as that one hung up there for Starcevic to make a nice play, and this one will go against Harvey-Wells County. Unlike the NFL, it's not a spot foul here when it comes to pass interference, but you'll mark it from the 42, add the penalty yards from there, and it'll be a first down upcoming here for Kindred. Pass interference again on the Hornets. We'll mark this for 15 yards, mark it off to the 27-yard line, and the Vikings will handle the football there. First penalty of the game here for Harvey-Wells County. Neil Litton again wearing the white hat in Kindred on this Saturday afternoon. I'm Chase Miller alongside Reggie Funk. For the Vikings, their 4th possession. The first 3 all ended in 7 points. Trying to do the same here on the 4th. Motion man is Hoyme. Little option play. Starcevic cuts it back inside. There's the pitch to Hoyme. He's got room. 15, 5, end zone. Hoyme with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. This goes 27 yards for the house call, and it's all Kindred here in the first half. 7 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown here for Hoyme. But how about the play from Starcevic? That's old school, almost NDSU option football. As he just kind of went to the outside, made a cutback, saw the corner come in to try to make a tackle, and then all of a sudden you pitch it to Hoyme, and there's no one there to try to block that play, and this will be no good on the PAT by Haley. But the Vikings, 4 possessions, 4 scores. They lead it by 27 on your live event.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Hoyme able to scamper it in for the rushing touchdown of 27 yards in a drive that takes 92 yards from one side of the end zone to the other. Able to go 2 minutes and 27 seconds down the field here for the Vikings as they put it on the board again here. Give a lot of credit again to Jake Starcevic just on the outside with that option play, able to put his foot in the ground and all of a sudden look where that corner's coming and make a good pitch there to Hoyme as Haley puts this one on the tee. For the Hornets, they will handle it to the near side, able to muster their way to about the 34-yard line. There is Keaton Keller. The Hornets' 5th possession of the contest, but they have yet to put one on the board here. And again, the Vikings get the ball to start the second half of play as well. So if you're Harvey-Wells County, we saw Sieg a couple times able to get to the outside, got the first down of the game for the Hornets on the last possession. as they were able to get to right about midfield, but that was about it as that drive stalled out there. Hornets will spread this one out. 2 wide receivers left, 1 near sideline, 1 on the near boundary as Jackson Feist. Under center there goes Thorson. Dot in the eye is Sieg with Mertz at the fullback spot. QB keeper here for Thorson. Thorson able to get to the 40. There is a penalty, however. Thorson will get taken out of bounds by Hunter Bindis at the 42-yard line, but the penalty here at the 36. Kindred looks like it's going to be a hold on the Hornets, and it is. So the Hornets able to get a nice offensive play, but a little too nice there with the penalty coming at the 36-yard line. And for Harvey-Wells County, we'll see their second penalty of the game. Burgad says let's move them back. 2 penalties now for 25 yards here for the Hornets, and it'll be 1st and 25 upcoming for Harvey-Wells County. We'll see some out-of-town scores that are starting to make their way in both 9-man and 11A postseason football. Langdon area Emor Munich leads Lisbon 14-0 with 1 minute left to play in the first quarter, and Velva Garrison Drake Animus leads 8-0 over Bowman County. 5 minutes left to play in the first quarter for the defending champion Aggies. Thorson across the middle. This one's going to be completed there to Swang. Swang makes his way to the 35 and spins to the 40-yard line. So it gets nearly all of the penalty yardage back here for Swang. That'll be 17 yards on the pitch and catch. Also in Class A football, Dickinson Trinity leads Stanley 14-0, and Central Cass over Cavalier early in the first quarter, 7-0 Squirrels. Those are some of the scores. We'll keep you apprised of others coming out across the day as we reach the 6-minute mark here in this second quarter. Nice looking ball again by Thorson to the outside of Swang. That'll be Tyler's 8th reception of the season. Second down, Sieg will handle this one. Able to get to the numbers. First down, 45. Puts the helmet down there, but before he's met, just seems like we've seen number 5 in Bindis in blue everywhere on the field so far. Tyson Johnson also in there on the tackle, but not before Sieg gets 5 yards and a first. 5 carries now for 21 yards, make a 1st and 10 opportunity here for the Hornets. So after they had about nearly 10 yards on their first down play with a QB keeper with Thorson, but it came back on a holding penalty, able to get, again, 17 yards, able to get 5 yards. So the Hornets putting their best drive so far here of the opening half together. Trips to the near sideline, the Vikings. They will bring 4. Sieg makes his way to the outside and gets a head of steam for about a yard, maybe 2 at the very end of the play. Rick Spacco able to come on the outside there for the Vikings. I'll give him 2 yards here for Sieg. 6 carries now for 23 yards. Class AA football poll, the last one as voted on by the media in the state, had the Aggies of Velva Drake Animus Garrison number 1, Kindred 2, the Cardinals of Langdon Area 3 with Dickinson Trinity 4, and Shiloh number 5. So 2 of the top 5 teams hailing from Region 1. As well, looks to see a timeout here for the Harvey-Wells County Hornets as they will sit the play clock all the way down to 1, and there is the timeout. It's our second Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency timeout from the Hornets. We're back after this for 2nd and 8.
Proud to cheer on the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. It's Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Good luck, Hornets, as you run, pass, blitz, and tackle the competition on your way to victory. We're behind you all the way. Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Check out the Facebook page or find us online at heinrichsupervalue.com for the weekly sales specials. Cheering on and wishing good luck to the Harvey-Wells County Hornets, it's Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Remember, game day and every day, Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Come check us out.
Timeout again brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. Let Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency handle your request. 9-man football after 1 half of play. Lemoore Letcho Marion leads North Star 38-12. South Border over Mulhall Lansford Sherwood late in the first half. 36-0. New Rockford Cheyenne all over Hankinson 42-0 with 5 minutes left in the first. How about this score out west? Linton HMB the Lions 12. West Hope Newburgh Glenburn 8 with 1 minute left in the first quarter. So those are some 9-man scores across the state. We'll get to some more out-of-town scores as they come in at the half. Again, that is a Kindred and State Bank Insurance Agency timeout. Talon Thorson in the gun here, second down. Vikings going to bring forth Thorson. Pocket collapses, and he's going to get taken down right at about the line. Riley Sunram providing the pressure. They'll give him right back to the line here again for Thorson. 7 carries now for -1. The Vikings have 2 timeouts remaining. Harvey-Wells County with 1 here in this first half of play. Every time Thorson tries to at least run through the middle of the tackles there on a broken play, it seems like the defensive ends or a linebacker is able to get there close enough to kind of get that knee, that ankle, and bring him down for a tackle. 6 seconds here on the play clock as the Hornets quickly scamper to line. Play clock down to 3, down to 1. Thorson gets this one off. Thorson sees pressure, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield at the 36-yard line. Tyson Johnson with the sack of 10 yards, and the Hornets are going to have to punt this football away. That goes all the way back to the 37-yard line here as it was nearly at the 47. Only 10 yards on the loss, and now the Hornets will have to punt this football away as they will handle it here with Cale Sieg. Sieg's been busy with punting here. This is the 5th possession, and this will be his 5th punt of the game. Right-footed kick, bounces at the 40, gives it to Baco at the 33. Baco to the 45-yard line. He's taken out of bounds near midfield. They'll mark him at the 50-yard line. So Vikings will take over now. They will handle it at the 50-yard line here for the Vikings with 2:56 left to play in this first half. We'll see what Coach Eric Burgad draws up here for play number 1 of their 5th possession of the contest. Closest game this season for the Kindred Vikings. A 9-point victory over Lisbon in Lisbon back on September the 29th. That was 29-20 was the final. Shotgun formation, motion man there, Schwartzwalter. They'll give it to Schwartzwalter. Flight comes across. There's a block to the 40, now to the 30, and Cam makes his way, the senior, all the way into Harvey-Wells County territory at the 26-yard line. But the flag again back at the line, and we might not have enough men maybe on the line or possibly an illegal shift. We'll see what it's going to be coming up here with Neil Linton, and it will be an illegal shift here on the Vikings. So the 50-yard line will motion this 24-yard penalty run all the way back. The Vikings will have their second penalty of the game, as it'll be for now 14 yards, and it brings up a first down and 15. And we've seen the quarterback power. We've seen the jet sweep. We've gone under center on that I formation here for the Vikings as well. And then all of a sudden there's play action. Starcevic's only thrown the ball twice today. He has 45 yards, with one of those being a touchdown there to Luke. 1st and 15 here for Starcevic. That's Jake again, the quarterback, the junior. Has some time, throws it. That's going to be incomplete. Oh, hitch route to the outside here for the Vikings. Going to be dropped there by McDonald as McDonald transfer the ball. Kind of hit his hip a little bit there and trying to go north to south to get that couple more yards on the yards after the catch, but instead it will be 2nd and 15 here for the Vikings. Vikings will come out, trips to the near sideline. Shotgun formation again for Starcevic. Harvey-Wells County, 4-man on the front. That's Hoyme going left to right across the formation. Starcevic looking down the field. Good play design here, is able to clear out the middle. Coming back and making the reception that time is McDonald for 14 yards. Able to clear it out first and foremost with a tight end. And then McDonald comes right behind that. That's the 3rd different player so far here for the Vikings that has a reception. 3rd down and 1 is the cloud cover. Makes way ever so briefly for some Sunshine trying to make its way through. 3rd down and 1, handoff here. This will go to the outside. Enough for the first down for 2 hard-earned yards here to Johnson. That's Brock Johnson now, 2 carries for 10 yards. 1st and 10 Vikings as we get to the 2-minute mark. 1st and 10 upcoming here for Kindred. And they got 2 timeouts remaining. Clock stops in high school football once you get out of bounds or you pick up a first down. 2 wide receivers split out either side here for Starcevic. Harvey-Wells County kind of going to man front across. No backside safety, so you have a chance to maybe take an opportunity here, but Starcevic's going to QB keep it and get to about the 35-yard line for a gain of 4 yards. Does stop the clock as he gets out of bounds. 9 carries now for 77 yards. Vikings seeing that no safety coverage, which will allow you to have a one-on-one opportunity if you're a wide receiver. As the Hornets, again, with those, for most of the contest, kind of got more of a 5-man front here against this Vikings offensive set. Trips to the right-hand side. Hoyme in the slot formation. Johnson, that again is Tyson in the backfield. Starcevic looking, firing. This one across the middle, incomplete at the 20-yard line to Schwartzwalter. And on the coverage for Harvey-Wells County, coming in on the outside, there is Jackson Feist. Feist was step for step on the boundary, and the Hornets have done a pretty good job outside of that one broken coverage there to Luke Starcevic. For the other passes, they've been pretty well covered here for Starcevic having to throw against the secondary of the Hornets. 93 seconds left to play in the opening half. Vikings 14 points in the first quarter, 13 here in the second. Looking to add on. Hornets trying to get a defensive stand. Starcevic going to roll right-hand side, gets the edge, pass run option. He's going to pass it to Luke. Luke at the 10, Luke at the 5, end zone, touchdown. This goes 35 yards. Jake to Luke. Starcevic for the score, and the Vikings now lead it 33-0. 50 yards on the drive. It's the second time that we've seen number 88 open in space. And Starcevic able to find him for the score again. Jake to Luke for the second touchdown. 35 yards on the TD with the point after attempts upcoming. They will come on for the 2-point conversion for the Vikings as Starcevic goes back under center. Hoyme dots the I. Play action, rolling right-hand side open in the flat to the fullback. And the Vikings get the 2-point conversion to Tyson Johnson. Kindred now leads it 35-0 with 84 seconds left to play here in the opening half after the touchdown and the 2-point conversion for the Vikings. High school football here on YourLiveEvent.com. If you're a fan of the Vikings, you've loved everything you've seen so far here in this first half of play as the Vikings lead it 35-0 over the visiting Harvey-Wells County Hornets here on this Saturday afternoon. Starcevic has combined for 3 of the touchdowns. That's Jake. Luke, the younger Starcevic, has 2 receiving touchdowns of 31 and now 35 yards. Putting the ball on the tee is Haley at the 40-yard line. Kicking into this win here for the Vikings. Right-footed end-over-end kick that'll get met there at the 10 by Keller. Keller to the 25 to the 27, and he's wrapped up there by the Vikings with Miles Thielges. And for the Hornets, we'll see how aggressive they'll be with 80 seconds left to play here in the half. Ball again will be spotted at the 28-yard line. Harvey-Wells County, 5 possessions, 5 punts. We've seen Sieg have a little bit more ability to run the football here. Thorson has made 1 or 2 good throws, but consistently there just hasn't been a breakdown in coverage that has opened up a gashing hole on the running game or something on the passing game. Fullback trap here to Mertz. Mertz gets to the 30-yard line before he's met there. That's about a gain of 2 as a couple of Vikings were coming in to try to tackle Mertz. 2 carries now for 2 yards for Mertz, makes it 2nd down and 8. Also, college football here in the Dakotas. You have NDSU UND back in action. You got the North Star kind of seeing what Mayville State, Dickinson State, VCSU has. NDSCS with a nice JUCO football the last couple of seasons down in Wahpeton. Don't have to go far to find good college football in the state of North Dakota. 2nd down upcoming. What could potentially be the final play of this half. Twins both to the near sideline, 1 to the left, 2 seconds on the play clock. Thorson gets it off, handoff. This goes to Sieg. Sieg gets his way to about the 34-yard line before he's met on the play. For the Vikings, Miles Stroh in on the tackle. Also looked to be of Tannen Johnson. And get to the 34-yard line. Be a gain of 4 again here for Sieg. Now 7 carries for 27 yards. And the Hornets look to capitulate the rest of this quarter. So after 1 half of play, the Kindred Vikings with a 35-0 lead over the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. Vikings 14 points in the first quarter, 21 in the second. Harvey-Wells County, they are scoreless here through 1 half of play. When we come back after this, we'll take a look at the first half numbers. That's next from Kindred here on your liveevent.com.
Lakes Community Co-op provides energy solutions. Farm fuels, lubricants, propane, and natural gas are all available to farms, homes, and businesses from Lakes Community Co-op. They enjoy working with their customers to meet your fuel and energy solutions. Call Lakes Community Co-op today, 1-888-935-2281 for farm fuel pricing, contract programs, farm lubricants, propane pricing, and delivery for farm, home, business, and natural gas service. Lakes Community Co-op, your co-op in your community.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
As we come back here at the half, let's take a look at the first half numbers. I'm Chase Miller alongside Reggie Funk here in Kindred, North Dakota. After we take a look at the first half numbers, we'll also take a stretch on the out-of-town scoreboard as well. Here's the drive summary for both teams. For Harvey-Wells County, they had 6 possessions, 5 punts, also a half at the very end. The first 3 drives of the game were 3 and outs for the Hornets, while for the Vikings, 5 possessions and 5 touchdowns here for Harvey-Wells County. Scoring at the 8:37 mark for the Vikings, Starcevic with a 1-yard rushing touchdown. You had the point after attempt on the way for Andrew Haley to make it 7-0 with 4:54 left in the first quarter. Starcevic with a 31-yard rushing, make that a passing touchdown as he hit Lucas, that is Luke Starcevic, for the receiving touchdown of 31 yards. Haley with the PAT. Vikings would add to it. Hoyme with a 3-yard rushing touchdown on the first play. In the second quarter at the 11:56 mark, Haley with the point after attempt made it 21-0 Vikings. Hoyme then had a 27-yard rushing touchdown with 6:51 left to play in the first half. Then Starcevic, Jake to Luke again for 35 yards. The 2-point conversion, Starcevic to Tyson Johnson, made it 35-0 Kindred. First half numbers look like this. The Vikings with 260 yards of offense. Harvey-Wells County with 39 in comparison. The Vikings 166 yards rushing with 20 attempts. Currently with 94 yards passing. No turnovers, 2 penalties for 14 yards. For the Hornets, they were limited to 18 rushing yards on 17 attempts, 21 passing yards. No turnovers, 2 penalties for 25 yards. Starcevic on the ground. Jake, 9 carries for 77 yards, has that rushing touchdown as well. Hoyme, 7 carries, 62 yards and 2 scores. Tyson again, 2 carries for 17 yards here for Tyson. And then you had Brock Johnson, 2 carries for 10 yards. Jake Starcevic threw the air 4 of 6 for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. You have Luke Starcevic, 2 catches for 66 yards, 2 scores. McDonald 1 for 14 and Spellhog 1 for 14 as well. For Harvey-Wells County, the Hornets, 8 carries for -11 for Thorson. Sieg 7 for 27. Mertz has 2 for 2. Talon Thorson, 3 of 3 through the air for 21 yards. Sieg is 0 for 1 passing. Feist 2 catches for 4 yards and swung with 1 catch for 17 yards. That's a look at the first half numbers. When we come back after this, your out-of-town scoreboard. That's all still to come. After 1 half of play in the opening round of the North Dakota Class A football postseason, it's the Harvey-Wells County Hornets and the Kindred Vikings. Kindred leads it 35-0 here on your liveevent.com.
RDK Enterprises is searching for candidates to fill multiple positions. These customer-facing positions require a high level of organization, workflow management skills, the ability to work with and lead others, problem-solving skills, and the drive to deliver an outstanding customer experience. Available positions include shop foreman and service technician. Compensation package based on experience. If interested in joining our team, upload your resume at planterdoc.com.
Your home for the Region 1 and Region 2 volleyball tournaments is your liveevent.com.
Kittleson will give it to Smeldon, to Haley Smeldon, and down for the kill.
From the quarterfinals on Monday, November 6th through the region title matches on Thursday, November the 9th.
Hansen back set. Here comes Satcham with the tip. Jensen with the cover. Russ sets up Josie for the kill.
Catch the Region 1 and Region 2 volleyball tournaments from Lisbon and Larimore on your liveevent.com.
This is your livelihood, and success requires a seed partner that's just as committed as you are. Just like you, we're farmers first, so our values are rooted just as deep and our goals are just as strong. Our team is ready to hit your fields. So no matter what each growing season brings, we'll get through it together. It's who we are. Thunderseed, first in the field.
Roadrunner Auto Tech Center wishes the Kindred Vikings football players, coaches, and staff the best of luck in the postseason. Let the crew at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center service your vehicle and keep it rolling down the road for miles to come. They have pride in their work, and it shows being in business for 26 years. Call 701-428-9953 to schedule your appointment or stop in and talk with Jeff, Dave, Mike, and Tammy at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center in Kindred.
As we come back here at the half, let's take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard here today between the Kindred Vikings and the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. I'm Chase Miller alongside Reggie Funk. Thanks so much for tuning in here on your liveevent.com for high school playoff football. Also on your liveevent.com, the Central Cass Squirrels and the Cavalier Tornadoes. It's Central Cass with a 14-0 lead over Cavalier in the first quarter of play. Langdon area Emor Munich all over Lisbon as well in the first half as the Cardinals lead it 21-0 over the Broncos. The Lax Burlington over Killdeer 14-7, 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Shiloh Christian over Bishop Ryan 7-6, 8 minutes left in the first half. Velva Drake Animus Garrison 14-6 against Bowman County, 6 minutes left in the second, and Dickinson Trinity and Stanley 14-0. Have yet to see a score again with Oaks and Carrington. 9-man football, Lemoore Litchfield Marion all over North Star, 50-12 in that contest for the Lobos right now, playing a pretty good brand of football here for Coach Andrew Delabar. South Border over Mulhall Lansford Sherwood, 36-0. That game currently with about a minute left to play in the first half. New Rockford Cheyenne well in control over Hankinson, 55-0 after one half of play. Henniger County 8-0 over Alexander here in the first quarter. West Hope Newburgh leads Linton HMB 16-12, 7 minutes left in the second. North Prairie and Weimar Lidgerwood currently tied at 6 apiece in the first quarter. So that again is a look at your out-of-town scoreboard here this afternoon. We'll take another quick break when we come back. Get you ready for second half action here between the Kindred Vikings and the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. Also, take a look at what the Class AA and AAA football playoffs has to offer and more. And a reminder, still to come here throughout the week on YourLiveEvent.com. Some more postseason coverage. It'll be in Minnesota. Starts up on Monday for games on Your Live Event or on our radio properties as well in volleyball, and then football gets going with sectionals in Minnesota on Tuesday. Halftime show continues after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Even as a kid, I knew I wanted to be part of Polar Communications because they have such a long history of taking care of their employees.
I'm grateful that we get to work with great people every day, and I get to go home at the end of the day knowing that what we did for the day matters.
It's a great place to be part of a team and feel like you're achieving so much more than just answering a phone call. Polar is more than that. Polar is family.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
I've always been more so of a caring person, I'd say. I don't know, the care aspect and being able to make a difference in their life and help them to have as normal of a life as they can. Whenever I provide care for them, I always try and go above and beyond and do you need anything else? Can I help you do this while I'm here? And take care of all these wonderful residents, and it's really nice having such awesome residents here. I would definitely recommend a career at Benedictina Beta.
As we come back here to Kindred, taking a look at the AA and AAA football playoffs, what's on schedule? Well, for AA, number 1 overall seed, only unbeaten team in AA, Fargo North will go up against Valley City in 6 days on Friday. This will be all the AA and AAA quarterfinals. 4 seed Dickinson will host number 5 West Fargo Horace. 2 seed Fargo South will host number 7 Grand Forks Central. And number 3 seed Red River will go up against number 6 seed in the Jamestown Blue Jays. In Class 3A, coming up here on Saturday, West Fargo high, the 8 seed at Fargo Shanley, the 1 seed. That'll be a 6 p.m. kickoff on the 27th. You have Fargo Davies at Bismarck high in the 4-5 matchup. Bismarck Century will travel to West Fargo Cheyenne in the 7-2 game, and Mandan goes up against Minot in the 6-3 3 contests in Class AAA. Again, that is a look at the playoff bracket from the 9-man all the way through AAA. One more break. We're back with second half action from Kindred. It's the Vikings 35, the Harvey-Wells County Hornets scoreless. Harvey-Wells County again limited to 39 yards of offense in the first half. The Vikings able to get 260 yards of offense in the first half for Kindred. Second half kickoffs next here on your live event.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Roadrunner Auto Tech Center wishes the Kindred Vikings football players, coaches, and staff the best of luck in the postseason. Let the crew at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center service your vehicle and keep it rolling down the road for miles to come. They have pride in their work, and it shows being in business for 26 years. Call 701-428-9953 to schedule your appointment or stop in and talk with Jeff, Dave, Mike, and Tammy at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center in Kindred.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
As we get ready for second half kickoff here on your live event.com, the Harvey-Wells County Hornets will put this ball on the tee for the first time today. Carter Labor will put this one at the 40-yard line, a line drive kick. That'll go to about the 15 here for the Vikings. The Vikings able to get to about the 35, able to break a tackle to the outside, slip another tackle here for Kindred, and look out for Jack McDonald as he gets tackled at the 42-yard line. Nice looking moves, though, here for McDonald. Kindred will have their sixth possession of the contest with, again, really good starting field position at their own 42-yard line. And with this one, as we have it here, the Vikings get up by 35 over the Harvey-Wells County Hornets here in the third quarter of play. As they will handle the football here with one wide receiver split out to the near sideline here for the Vikings. That'll be with Shortswalter, shotgun formation with Starcevic. Starcevic handoff. This will go to Hoyme. Hoyme has a lane to the 50, 45, 40, and Hoyme one play into Hornet territory. They'll mark him at the 38-yard line. 20 yards on the rush here for Hoyme. 8 carries now for 82 yards. As the Vikings will handle the football here with the first down, and as they've done, give a lot of credit to the guys up front so far here today, opening up those holes here for the Vikings. One wide receiver, left-hand side with Shortswalter. Shotgun again for Starcevic. Harvey-Wells County, 5 men in the front, and then 5 men right behind him at that linebacker spot as Hoyme evades a tackle, gets to the 35. He's tackled there by Keaton Keller. 3 yards on the rush here for Hoyme. Vikings substituting a couple more players in, but you still have at that right tackle spot again in Riley Sunram, the right guard of Ethan Fornchell, the center of Tate Miller, Dylan Feller, the left guard for Filler, and then Grant Spellhog here at left tackle for the Vikings. Harvey-Wells County up front, we've seen Richter, Wetzel, Shue, and Swung on the defensive line spot, and able to bring in another defensive end on the outside as well here for Harvey-Wells County. A little pitch play. This will go to the outside to McDonald. McDonald gets to the 30. There is going to be a penalty upcoming here for about a 13-yard gain for the Vikings again with McDonald, but where the penalty was could be holding at about the 29-yard line. Currently, it's a gain of 10, barring this penalty. You will get a holding penalty here on the Vikings. This will go from the 34-yard line. That'll be 10 yards on the rush. 10 yards on the penalty, excuse me. Makes it now second down upcoming here for the Vikings. Harvey-Wells County, we've seen linebackers Mertz, Keller, Sieg. On the outside right now, Talon Thorson going up against the lone Viking wide receiver here in Isaac Spellhog. I formation this time for the Vikings. Little speed option play. Hoyme able to pick up a block to the hash, and 35-yard line makes his way to the 34 before Thorson takes him down there. 10 yards on the rush here for Hoyme. 10 carries now for 80. Make that 95 yards. Leading rusher on the day here for the Vikings. Third down upcoming for Kindred. They again continue to substitute a couple more players coming in and out of this lineup. And for the Vikings, they got to like what they're seeing so far here from the opening jump to where they're at now to start this third quarter play to open up the postseason. Again, with the win for the Vikings, this will be their 6th consecutive trip to the quarterfinals in high school football. Let's spin their way to about the 29-yard line on the play here for the Vikings. Making its way for about a yard on the play from the 38 to the 31. And this one coming in for the Vikings with Brock Johnson. 3 carries now for 17 yards. 4th and short here for the Vikings. They will go for it at the Hornet 29. They need to 28 for the first down. Right-hand side goes Shortswalter. Starcevic back in the gun with a split back on either side of him. Handoff. Hoyme has the first as he goes through the teeth of that Harvey-Wells County defense, but he's going to get his way to the 27-yard line for 2 yards on the first down. Guys, again, just moving enough up front here against this Harvey-Wells County defense. And as the clock was continue to roll here, as it's already 4 minutes past in this third quarter. And if you're the Vikings, just get that huddle around that 15-second mark on the play clock. Mark this one down to single digits for Starcevic before you hike to play, and then really minimize this football game, as there was truthfully about 10 possessions. Harvey had 2 plays to end the first half, so 11, but realistically 10 in that first half of play. Starcevic looks to throw. This one will one-hop the wide receiver on the outside. That'll be incomplete to Shortswalter. And now Starcevic now 4 of 7 through the air. But again, with the mercy rule at 30 points in North Dakota, the clock will continue to run unless the Harvey-Wells County Hornets are able to get it under 30. Otherwise, this one will even go on an incomplete pass, as we saw there for Starcevic. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Vikings averaging 32 points per contest. They have amassed that here. The most points they have scored this season goes back to their game with Hillsborough Central Valley, where they put 44 on the board on Labor Day weekend. Starcevic, handoff. This will come up the middle. Breaking out of a tackle there is Tyson Johnson, still going to the 10, and he's taken down at the 9. 18 yards on the rush here for Johnson. That's a healthy gain. 3 carries for 35 yards. Most points for the Hornets that they've given up this season. 50 against Langdon, and they lost to Central Cass 49-8 last week in Castleton. For the Vikings, they will come out here in the shotgun formation again for Starcevic. Starcevic surveys the defense, twins to the near sideline, 1 to the right with McDonald. Play action, looking, rolling, Starcevic firing to the outside. That's going to be a touchdown for Kindred. Jack McDonald with the TD over the outstretched arms there of Alexander Smith from the Hornets. It is a 9-yard passing touchdown, and the Vikings lead at 41-0. McDonald, 2 carries now for 2 receptions for 23 yards. 103 yards passing here for Starcevic, and he'll get his 3rd passing touchdown of the contest. Right-footed end-over-end kick is up, and it's pure. The kick is good by Andrew Halley. We'll continue after this with kickoff here on your liveevent.com.
Proud to cheer on the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. It's Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Good luck, Hornets, as you run, pass, blitz, and tackle the competition on your way to victory. We're behind you all the way. Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Check out the Facebook page or find us online at heinrichsupervalue.com for the weekly sales specials. Cheering on and wishing good luck to the Harvey-Wells County Hornets, it's Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Remember, game day and every day, Heinrich, Super Valley, and Harvey. Come check us out.
For the Vikings, they take the opening drive of the second half as they're able to go 58 yards and take 6 minutes off the clock. Here's the kick on the way as the Hornets will handle it as they're going to the outside with Jackson Feist, who's wrapped up at the 14-yard line by Cameron Schwartzwalter. Harvey-Wells County will handle their 7th possession of the contest as they will be all the way back to the 13-yard line. And for the Hornets, they have 10 seniors here for Harvey-Wells County. They've been playing a ton of underclassmen here. On the opposite side for the Vikings, they have 7 seniors on the roster here this season. Again, more of a Wildcat setting here for the Hornets offensively, keeping it. And will make its way to about the 15-yard line is Sieg for a gain of 2. It carries now for 29 yards. We've seen the Wildcat a time or two here for the Harvey-Wells County Hornets, with Isaac Richter again being the left tackle, Gavin Chu the left guard, Andrew Fry the center, Porter Johnson the right guard, and Frank Richter here at right tackle for the Hornets. Thorson, the junior quarterback, with Sieg also a junior, and their fullback and Christian Mertz is just a freshman. Feist, Keller, Swang, Buckmiller kind of been in and out of the rotation here at the wide receiver spot. Motion man going right to left across the formation here. Sieg's going to pitch it to Thorson, and that'll be a loss of about 2 yards. So Sieg will get his first completion of the night. This will go to Thorson, but a loss, and we've seen that play before, but deeper down the field where Sieg would roll out left-hand side and try to hit Thorson earlier for about a 20-yard connection, unable to do so. And now it'll be 3rd down and 10 here for the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. Vikings took the opening possession of their offensive drive, went a minute 31 for 43 yards. It was capped up by a Starcevic 1-yard QB keeper. The Hornets hurry to the line with the play clock down to 5 and counting. Thorson, shotgun, steps up, and that's going to be incomplete. The intended wide receiver was Feist and brings up a 4th down. On the coverage on the outside, he had Hoyme out there. That'll be Talon Thorson now 3 of 4 through the air for 21 yards. His first incompletion here of the game as Sieg will come on now for the Hornets. The winner of this contest will play Carrington and Oaks between the Tornadoes and the Cardinals. That'll be again a week from today. Sieg will put this one up in the air here with the right-footed kick. Vikings come after it. They almost block it. We'll see if there's a running in the kick or anything. It's not. The Vikings let this ball bounce, and that one took a nice Hornet roll as it flips the field all the way to the 30-yard line. A punt of nearly 60 yards, and that's where the Kindred Vikings will take over with the football. So the Hornets have to punt this one off again. Now for Kindred. They will handle this one off at their own 30-yard line with 3:27 left to play here in this third quarter. As the Vikings right now looking to solidify that number 2 ranking that they had as voted on by the coaches. The defending champs from a season ago, Velvet Drake Animus, with the number 1 overall ranking in Class A. Langdon Area Edmore Munich at number 3, and then at number 4 is Dickinson Trinity. Twins near sideline 1 to the right-hand side with Starcevic again in the shotgun formation. McDonald motions out to the outside. This will be a handoff, and the Vikings able to get about a couple of yards on that play with Tyson Johnson. Harvey-Wells County comes in on the tackle, looking to be Cole Meckley, the senior defensive lineman. But Johnson 4 carries for 38 yards. And with this clock will continue to wind here, so if you're the Vikings, I think nearly 40 seconds in between every particular play, whether it's a run or it is a pass. Kickoff got underway at 1:32 here this afternoon. Nearly a game that's about an hour and a half old. Second down, little pitch play as this will come out to Hoyme. Hoyme looking to get to the edge, does the 40 at the numbers, and Thorson takes him down right at midfield. Ball is at the 33. They'll give him the 50 for a gain of 17 yards. Hoyme with 114 yards rushing on 12 carries, has 2 rushing touchdowns. You also have Starcevic with a rushing score as well. And 3 passing touchdowns by Jake Starcevic, 2 of them to Luke and 1 of them to McDonald. That's the Vikings' 42 points via the touchdowns. Wide receivers split out either side. Vikings go back under center here with Jake. Starcevic, speed option play, pitches this one to the outside. The Vikings able to get their way for about a healthy yard there for Johnson. Good pursuit here by the Hornets defense, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. Harvey-Wells County on the outside providing some of the pressure was Tyler Swung. He's 6'1" junior, as they kind of have him at one of the defensive end spots here this afternoon. Able to provide some pressure, but he's had to go up against a future Division I product in Riley Sunram for that 6'6" senior on the line here for the Vikings. 2nd down and 9 for Kindred. Handoff. This will go one more time to Johnson. He gets past the 40 to the 37, a gain of 12 yards here for Brock Johnson, the freshman here for the Vikings. 5 carries for now 30 yards. And all that Kindred is continuing to do is milking more of this clock away and keep this football on the ground and give a lot of credit from the jump. The offense and defensive line here for the Vikings with that 3-man front defensively and what they've done here for the 5 hog mollies up front. They've opened up lanes and pushed this Hornets defense more times than not to open up lanes like that, as there goes Johnson one more time for the first, all the way to the 25-yard line. A gain of 12 here for Brock, and Brock already has his 4th carry of the second half. 6 carries in the contest for 42 yards to the freshman. And all that Kindred needs to do now is hold on to the football, and we will head to the 4th quarter unless they want to get one more playoff here before the 3rd. Starcevic quickly to the line. Sees a wide receiver at either side. Looks at the clock with 5 seconds. They'll pitch it out here. This will go to Johnson. Johnson gets to the 20-yard line. He's tackled. Keeps the feet moving, but they'll mark him out of bounds at about the 19. Make it the 18-yard line for a gain of 7. After 3 quarters of play from Kindred in the opening round of the Class A football playoffs, it's the Vikings 42. Harvey-Wells County, the Hornets scoreless. 4th quarter coming up next here from Kindred.
Lakes Community Co-op provides energy solutions. Farm fuels, lubricants, propane, and natural gas are all available to farms, homes, and businesses from Lakes Community Co-op. They enjoy working with their customers to meet your fuel and energy solutions. Call Lakes Community Co-op today, 1-888-935-2281 for farm fuel pricing, contract programs, farm lubricants, propane pricing, and delivery for farm, home, business, and natural gas service. Lakes Community Co-op, your co-op in your community.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
As we start this fourth quarter of play, your out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Central Cass leads Cavalier at the half, 21-0 for the Squirrels. Bishop Ryan over Shiloh Christian, 14-7 after one half of play as well. Late in the first half, Oaks leads Carrington 15-7. The winner of that contest, as it stands now, would come to Kindred here a week from today. Dickinson Trinity all over Stanley, 28-0. Langdon Area and Moore Munich all over Lisbon, 33-0. And Killdeer over to Lax Burlington, 21-20 late in the fourth quarter out west. Starting this fourth quarter play, Starcevic will go under center, looking to throw this football. There it is across the middle on a nice little slant pattern to the 6-yard line here to Schwartzwalter. As it'll go from the 18 to the 7-yard line for a gain of 11. 114 yards now here for the Vikings, and it's a first and goal opportunity here for Kindred. Vikings with this result would improve to 9-0 on the season for first-year head coach Eric Bergad. They would also win their 31st of 33 football games played here with this result. There goes Johnson. Johnson trying to get into the end zone, and they're going to mark him down at about the 1. So it'll be 7 yards on the rush here for Brock. Is Johnson 8 carries for 56 yards. As the Vikings, one more play here to try to put this one in the end zone. As they'll make a late substitution here to make sure they got everybody on the field. Under center goes Starcevic. Starcevic handoff. And there's the rushing touchdown here for the Vikings. Brock Johnson hits pay dirt here in the fourth quarter. His first rushing touchdown of the contest. And the Vikings now have 3 players with 50 or more yards rushing here in this contest. As that came in the fourth quarter at the 10:35 mark here for Kindred. Point after attempt on the way. Halley puts the right-footed end-over-end kick through, and Andrew sees this one is good. It is Kindred 49, Harvey-Wells County scoreless on your live event.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
High school football here on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Chase Miller with Reggie Funk. Make sure you thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here. Without them, well, we would simply not be here. So make sure you patronize the sponsors in and around the Kindred and Harvey-Wells County areas, including our timeout sponsor with Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency, our starting lineups with American Crystal, that and more. And we'll still get to our post-game show. We'll hear from a player or two from the winning team, take a look at the final numbers, and give you as close to once we sign off on the air what the playoff bracket looks like in Class A. As this one gets on the tee, Keller retrieves it at the 20-yard line to the 25, cuts back in, makes a man miss, gets to about the 30, keeps running here for the Hornets to about the 32-yard line. For Harvey-Wells County, they will start with the football here around the 30-yard line with 9:51 left here in this contest, as we have a officials timeout just to make sure everything's all right. As again, Keaton Keller coming off the field, he looks to be all right, but not putting a lot of pressure again on that foot. Looks to be the left foot that he might have had a little bit tangled up with. Keller, one of the 6'10" seniors here again for the Hornets. A 6'3", 195-pound tight end, defensive end here for Coach Doctor in Harvey-Wells County. For the Hornets, they will come out here first down and 10. Ball will be at their own 31-yard line. 8th possession of the game for the Hornets, as they have a wide receiver split out either side. And be a little end around here as this one will go to the 30. And the Hornets with Feist stretches his way to about the 32-yard line. Vikings defense getting some fresh faces and able to stay home and come in with a tackle on that one. Kyle Campbell, you also have Sam Jennings in on the play. Brings up about a gain of 1 on the way here for the Hornets. Feist, 1 carry now for a yard as the Vikings again giving their starters an opportunity to enjoy this one on the sidelines. As Talon Thorson is going to be in that shotgun formation. Thorson, QB keeper, stretches to the outside, takes a hit to about the 49-yard line. Hayden Sitchie, the junior, comes in on the tackle. Thorson able to get 8 yards. 9 carries now for -3 yards for Thorson. Brings up a 3rd down and short for the Hornets. Also playing up front now for the Vikings. Lincoln Swenson, a sophomore, will be on the defensive line. Looks to be as well Andrew Haley. As it'll be 3rd down and short here for the Hornets. Thorson goes back under center. Fullback trap, that'll go to Mertz. Mertz trying to push the pile past the 41 to the 42. Gets 3 yards. 3 carries now for 5 yards here for Mertz. That is a 1st down on the way here for Harvey-Wells County. The Vikings also on the inside, as we mentioned with Campbell and Jensen. In the secondary, you got Gabe Whipple in the back end. You also have Miles Steelgis, defensive back of Ethan Duvall. And then, as we mentioned as well, in Hayden Sitchie. And you have Grant Allison, a freshman, at the outside linebacker spot here for the Vikings. Hornets, Thorson gets this one. This will be off the fingertips of the outside of Tyler Swung and make it now a 2nd down and 10. The Vikings, 14 points in the first quarter, 21 in the second, 7 in the third, and 7 points in the fourth quarter as well, while the Hornets, they've been held scoreless from the opening kick here on this Saturday afternoon from Kindred. Hornets will take it. 2 wide receivers split out to the right-hand side with Swung. Also out there in the slot position is Luke Miranda, a senior. Thorson, handoff. Sieg has a little bit of a lane to the 45. Tries to stiff arm a man and try to get into Viking territory, and he does all the way to the 47-yard line. 11 yards on the rush here for Sieg. 9 carries now for 40 yards in this contest. As the Hornets pick up the 1st down and into Kindred territory here. Clock continues to wind here at the 6.5 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter. Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. Final numbers. We'll also get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, our RDK Enterprises feature precision play or players of the match. That and more is still to come, and we'll hear from a particular winning member from the Kindred Vikings club as they're going to improve to 9-0 on the season. That and more still on our post-game show once we get there. Thorson, pocket collapses, rolls right-hand side, looking down the field for a man. Thorson still looking, goes across his body. This one almost picked off. Intended receiver was Sieg. Hayden Sitchie nearly got the interception for the Vikings. For a second there, it looked like behind the secondary was Luke Miranda, but Thorson never saw him at about the 25, so came across his body. And Sitchie does a good job of batting that ball, almost got the interception to make it now a 2nd down and 10. The Hornets will finish their season with a mark of 5 wins and 5 losses, and they will lose their 11th consecutive postseason game here for the Hornets. Last time they won again was in 2009 for Harvey-Wells County, but they had a run there where they were making the Dakota Bowl, felt like nearly every year for 4 years in a row. In the 2000, Sieg with a good head of steam past the 35 to the 33-yard line. They'll give them a gain of 14. 10 carries now for 54 yards. The Hornets again, 2008 champs, 2007 champs. 3-point win over Lisbon. 1998 they won a title. They were championship appearances in 07, 08. In the 90s as well, in 93, 95, 96, 97, 98. So this Hornets program has had a ton of success when you look at the history and lineage of high school football in North Dakota. First down and 10. Pitch play will go out here to Sieg. Sieg gets to the numbers at the 30, cuts back into the 25, then able to make his way all the way to about the 23-yard line before he's hit there by Whipple. That'll be a gain of nearly 10 yards, and we'll see where they mark it if they give him the first down, or it'll be second and short. They needed a 23, and they'll give him the first down. 11 carries for 64 yards now for Sieg. Clock continues to wind here with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This is just the fourth possession combined of the second half. This drive started back at the 9:51 mark here in the quarter. Sieg the lone single back with a wide receiver split out to the near sideline, trips to the right. Thorson looking to throw. This one comes across, caught there by Keller. Good to see him back in the contest, and Keller makes his way past the 10, dragging Vikings with him all the way to the 6-yard line. 17 yards on the pitch and catch here to Keller, his first reception of the afternoon. 38 yards passing now for Talon Thorson. And it'll be first and goal opportunity here for the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. Hornets will look to get on the board. The Hornets have yet to be shut out this season. The least amount of points they scored was 7 at Botno, and they won that game 7-6. Two wide receivers right-hand side. Thorson handoff, and the Harvey-Wells County Hornets here will have a new tailback in the game. Grant Anderson, the senior, gets hit to about the 4-yard line for a gain of 2 yards. For Harvey-Wells County Hornet fans, this will look very similar to last week, where last week Harvey-Wells County lost 49-8 against Central Cass, and right now it's in a very similar score. For the Vikings, they have scored the most points in a game this season. The previous most was 44 against the Burros of Hillsborough Central Valley, as Anderson again dots the I here. Handoff goes to him. Anderson trying to muscle his way in, as he's going to get stuck at about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line, maybe get about a half a yard. That'll be about it there for Anderson. So third and goal now for Harvey-Wells County. But for Harvey-Wells County, playing in that Region 2, and the question kind of was, who could maybe contend with Langdon area and Moore Munich, bringing back a ton of talent in that region. Carrington, Harvey-Wells County, Botno got a little nicked up throughout the year. Thompson, Grafton, but it eventually, the Hornets ended up being the 4 seed from that region, and in doing so had to go up against the 1 seed here from Region 1. This will be out to the outside. Sieg is in for the touchdown. Sieg is in from 3 yards for the score. There goes the shutout. 12 carries now for 67 yards and a touchdown, and the Hornets are on the board. So Sieg able to get the 3-yard touchdown here for the Hornets. And we'll see what they do with the PAT, or if they come on and try the 2-point conversion here for Harvey-Wells County. The Hornets look to come on and get this one for the PAT. Carter Labor, the sophomore. The holder is Jackson Feist. The snapper is Keaton Keller. Here's the point after attempt down the way for the Hornets. Right-footed kick is going to be up and to the outside, and it won't get there, and we have a new score. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kindred leads at 49-6.
RDK Enterprises is searching for candidates to fill multiple positions. These customer-facing positions require a high level of organization, workflow management skills, the ability to work with and lead others, problem-solving skills, and the drive to deliver an outstanding customer experience. Available positions include shop foreman and service technician. Compensation package based on experience. If interested in joining our team, upload your resume at planterdoc.com.
Back here for the final 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Hornets' drive started at their own 31-yard line, goes 69 yards, takes 9 minutes off the clock here. 9 minutes and 8 seconds for the touchdown for the Hornets. So the Hornets get on the board. The Vikings will bring their kick return team out. And for the Vikings, they will improve again to 9-0 on the season. They have won now 31 of their last 33 football games here for Kindred, and this will be their 6th straight quarterfinal round appearance in whichever division that they have been in, from 11B to 11A here over the seasons. Right foot and end over end kick. That'll roll to the 25. Vikings will pick it up, and they got a little bit of crease here for the Vikings. Vikings could possibly go here. That's Graham Hess, and then Hess loses the football at the 44-yard line. So an opportunity for a touchdown for Hess, and he loses the football. First turnover of the game for the Vikings. So Kindred with the possession. They handle the fumble. Hess kind of thought, hey, I got by my man. I see a bunch of green grass in front of me. I'm going to maybe have a chance to score a touchdown in a postseason game. And instead fumble the football, and the Harvey-Wells County Hornets will get another crack at it here offensively before we get to our post-game show. You can kind of see the near sideline for the Viking fans erupting, seeing what was developing for a moment. And now for the Hornets, they will come out here with a wide receiver split out either side. Shotgun formation with Thorson. The Vikings making sure they got enough men on the field with their 11. This one's going to be thrown up, and the Vikings trying to get the pick the other way. They do. The pass coming here from Harvey-Wells County with Labor. So Labor is going to have an INT, and the interception comes here with Hayden Sitchie. So a turnover for a turnover, and now the Vikings will get the ball right back here. And all they will need to do is put a knee to the ground, and the Vikings will end up heading to the quarterfinals again a week from today, where they will host either Carrington or Oaks in that quarterfinal round matchup. There's the knee, and congratulations to the Kindred Vikings, again improving to 9-0 on the season. While for Coach Brett Doctor, their 2023 campaign comes to a close, and they finish with a mark of 5 wins and 5 losses on the year. The Vikings pick up the win. They're back in the quarterfinals. They will play again Carrington or Oaks. That'll be upcoming a week from today in Kindred. Stay tuned to our post-game show, where we will get to our RDK Enterprises feature precision player of the contest, our Enbridge Energy star of the game. That and more still to come, and a look at the final numbers. The Vikings are heading back to the quarterfinals with a 49-6 win over Harvey-Wells County.
For the Region 1 and Region 2 volleyball tournaments is YourLiveEvent.com.
Gittleson will give it to Smeldon, to Haley Smeldon, and down for the kill.
From the quarterfinals on Monday, November 6th, through the region title matches on Thursday, November the 9th.
Hansen back set. Here comes Satcham with the tip. Jensen with the cover. Russ sets up Josie for the kill.
Catch the Region 1 and Region 2 volleyball tournaments from Lisbon and Larimore on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is your livelihood, and success requires a seed partner that's just as committed as you are. Just like you, we're farmers first, so our values are rooted just as deep and our goals are just as strong. Our team is ready to hit your fields, so no matter what each growing season brings, we'll get through it together. It's who we are. Thunderseed, first in the field.
Roadrunner Auto Tech Center wishes the Kindred Vikings football players, coaches, and staff the best of luck in the postseason. Let the crew at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center service your vehicle and keep it rolling down the road for miles to come. They have pride in their work, and it shows, being in business for 26 years. Call 701-428-9953 to schedule your appointment or stop in and talk with Jeff, Dave, Mike, and Tammy at Roadrunner Auto Tech Center in Kindred.
As we come back here and get to our post-game show, let's get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, EnbridgeEnergy.com. For career opportunities, go online to Enbridge.com again for energy. For the Kindred Vikings, well, this one is going to have to go to the defense and offensive line for our players of the game. Got to give a big shout-out to a Spellhog, a Filler, a Miller, a Fornshell, and Sunrem offensively. And then defensively for the Vikings with Luke Starcevic, Dylan Filler, and alongside Riley Sunram. They didn't give up a lot defensively and offensively. They were able to get 400 yards of offense, 286 on the ground, and everybody at least had 38 or more rushing yards here today for the Vikings with their 4 particular rushers. They are our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Our Arctic Enterprises Feature Precision Player of the Contest will that's going to be Jake Starcevic, able just to start it off well. 9 carries, 77 yards for a touchdown. He would finish 6 of 9 through the air for 114 yards and get 3 touchdowns as well. He had 4 touchdowns combined here today for the Kindred Vikings. Jake Starcevic is our Arctic Enterprises Feature Precision Player of the Contest and got a couple of tackles to boot, with locations in Hillsborough and Drayton. For precision planting updates, information, and questions, contact Arctic Enterprises in Hillsborough and Drayton or visit planterdoc.com. That is planterdoc.com. They are here to help you. Final numbers go like this for the Vikings: 400 yards of total offense. They had 3 penalties for 24 yards, 1 turnover, 114 yards passing, and 286 yards receiving. Well, for the Hornets, 109 yards of total offense, 83 on the ground, 38 through the air, 2 penalties for 25 yards, and 1 turnover as well. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll continue to go through the final numbers in this one, and we'll get to hear from a winning participant as well, as the Kindred Vikings pick up the win here today from Kindred, 49-6.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits, including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Even as a kid, I knew I wanted to be part of Polar Communications because they have such a long history of taking care of their employees.
I'm grateful that we get to work with great people every day, and I get to go home at the end of the day knowing that what we did for the day matters.
It's a great place to be part of a team and feel like you're achieving so much more than just answering a phone call. Polar is more than that. Polar is family.
As we come back on our post-game show, one of our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game, as we mentioned, the line play here for Kindred, that is Grant Spellhog. Grant, congratulations on the win. Able to get 286 yards of offense on the ground, 400 yards in total. What was it about this team to get on the ground, get a really fast start, and start off the playoffs here with a home victory here, Grant?
Yeah, we did a great job all week preparing for this. We prepared for their 5-man front, and we came out a total team effort, and yeah, we got after them and we ran the ball right down their throat. It was really nice.
When you're able to get guys like Owen Hoyme a little bit of a lane, obviously Starcevic was out early, but then you have the pair of Johnsons in there as well with Brock and Tyson able to get some damage. What does it do for you guys up front knowing, hey, if we get a crease, there's going to be a 5-10 yard run at least coming, every play?
Yeah, we got so many great running backs. They all can give each other a nice rest, and they come in, they run hard, and yeah, all we got to do is block for them, and we know they're going to hit the crease and go.
What has been the best trait about this team so far here this season, Grant? What have you liked about the seniors? I know there's only 7 of you. There's not 20. It's a tight-knit senior class, though. What is the best trait that you can describe about this Vikings team?
Well, I'd say we're all one big family. I mean, we've all been playing for so long together. We all know each other so well, and when we come out on the field, we all know we got each other's backs.
All right, last thing for you here, Grant. You're moving on to the next weekend. How sweet is it to move on to a quarterfinal 6 consecutive times here for this program that's going there to the quarters? How fun is it for you?
Yeah, it feels great. We've worked so hard all year for this.
Grant, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck next week, either against the Oaks Tornadoes or the Carrington Cardinals.
Thank you.
Grant Spellhog with us. We'll continue on our post-game show after this.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
As we go from one lineman to another here and another senior to another senior, Dylan Filler here for the Kindred Vikings as they improve to 9-0 on this season. Dylan, congratulations on the win. What was it about the offensive line play in this ground attack here, not just today but throughout the season, that you kind of hold your head at and understand that, hey, if you can move guys up front, your team has a chance to be successful? What's it about the offensive line that's been so good this season for the Vikings here?
Basically just working as a team. We all just have to stay low and basically push, and if we do all those things, we'll get yards.
Yeah, for you guys, I know Riley Sunrem, and rightfully so, gets a lot of the press clippings, right, when you're a D1 football player, but at the end of the day, Grant, Tate, and Ethan, what is the best trait that describes this offensive line? What's something that you've enjoyed the most from game number 1 against the Squirrels to where you are now here against the Hornets?
It's just like the pride that we have, the family, like we're all together and we all stick together, and we always have their back. Sorry.
No, you're good. Owen Hoyme able to get some big rushes. Obviously, there was a 3rd down and long. You run a QB power there with Starcevic as you're able to get a 1st down as well. Do you feel like any play call on any particular down, this team has a chance to get the first, whether it's a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and 15? Would you say here, Dylan, in terms of what plays that you guys can kind of run offensively?
Usually just throwing up the ball to whoever we got, basically. Jake has a really good arm. He puts the ball wherever he needs to, and we just got really good wide receivers that has hands.
What does it mean for you in this program to get to the quarterfinals for a 6th consecutive season here, Dylan?
Oh, as a senior, I'm very proud of our whole entire team, and it's just amazing.
Lionel, final thing for you. What is it about playoff football that you enjoy most here today? I mean, it wasn't snow. It wasn't 30 degrees. Yep. You had a pretty good weather, Dylan, but what was it most about this kickoff? What kind of got the blood flowing a little bit for you here before you got to 1:30?
I like it how every team is different in the playoffs and stuff. They always try it way harder than like regular season. So it just to do that, it gets the blood pumping.
Dylan, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck this week where you're going to go up against the Tornadoes or the Cardinals, and best of luck throughout the rest of this postseason run.
Okay, thank you.
Dylan Filler here again, our left guard, starting left guard for the Kindred Vikings. We'll continue on our post-game show after this.
I've always been more so of a caring person, I'd say. I don't know, the care aspect and being able to make a difference in their life and help them to have as normal of a life as they can. Whenever I provide care for them, I always try and go above and beyond and do you need anything else? Can I help you do this while I'm here? And take care of all these wonderful residents, and it's really nice having such awesome residents here. I would definitely recommend a career at Benedictine Beta.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, the final numbers look like this again. The Vikings with 400 yards of offense, 286 yards rushing, 77 by Star Civic. You had a $114 with Hoyme with 2 rushing touchdowns. Jake had a rushing touchdown as well. Johnson 4 for 38 yards and then 57 yards and a touchdown on the way here for Brock Johnson. Star Civic through the air, 6 of 9, 114 yards, 3 touchdowns. One of them going to McDonald, 2 of them going to Luke Starcevic. Schwartzwalter, 1 reception for 7 yards. Spellhog, 1 for 14. McDonald, 2 for 23. And Luke Starcevic, 2 for 66. Both are receiving touchdowns of 31 and 35 yards. For the Harvey-Wells County Hornets, they finish again 5-5 on the season. Sieg had 12 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. Thorson, 9 for -3. Mertz, 3 for 5. Anderson, 1 for 3. And then you had Feist, 1 for 1 yard. Thorson through the air was 4 of 7 for 38 yards. Sieg was 1 of 2 for -2 yards, and Labor was 0 for 1 with the INT. Feist, 2 catches for 4 yards. Keller, 1 for 17. Thorson, 1 for -2, and Swung, 1 for 17 here for the Harvey-Wells County Hornets. Before we bid adieu, let's take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. Some finals coming in. How about this out west? The Keeler Cowboys go to Lax Burlington and knock off the Lakers 21-20. Also, a game that is getting late. Langdon area and more Munich leads Lisbon 33-0 in the second half. Dickinson Trinity all over Stanley 28-0 in the third quarter. Last score that we heard from Oaks, it was about at the half. Oaks 15, Carrington 7. Shiloh Christian over Bishop Ryan 21-14 with 6 minutes left to play in the third. Central Cass with a 35-0 lead over Cavalier. Joel Morgan has a call for you on that one on your live event. And Velva Garrison Drake and a Moose 30-12 over Bowman County late in the third quarter. 9-man football, some finals in. LLM, the Lobos are heading on with a 64-20 win over North Star. New Rockford Cheyenne defeats Hankinson 55-22. South Border all over Mulhall Lansford Sherwood 56-0. After one half of play, Grant County Flasher 28, Central McLean 14. Henniger County leads Alexander 14-6. 5 minutes left in the third. How about this? West Hope Newburgh Glenburn 24, Linton HMB 26. Could the number 4 seed go down in the Sioux as the Lions lead it by 2 starting the fourth quarter? Winemere Lidgerwood over North Prairie. 1 minute left to play in the first half. The Warbirds 26, North Prairie 20. That would be an upset as well. And Nelson County at the half leads Sargent County. We have that game for an audio-only broadcast on YourLiveEvent.com. Nelson County right now pulling the upset on the number 1 overall seed, leads at the half 22-16. James Martins has a call for you on that one in Gwinner. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to high school football postseason coverage here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Again, your final, the Kindred Vikings 49, Harvey-Wells County 6. The Hornets finished the season 5-5 on the season. The Vikings now 9-0, and they will host again through the Dakota Bowl as long as they can win each particular round of football. Make sure you go to YourLiveEvent.com for more games next weekend on our coverage of either video or audio-only broadcasts. Again, go to YourLiveEvent.com. The Vikings with 14 points in the first, 21 in the second, 7 in the third, 7 in the fourth. While for the Hornets, they scored their own points in the fourth quarter of play. A rushing touchdown again, 3 yards out by Sieg. On behalf of Reggie Funk, I'm Chase Miller. Thanks to both Eric Bergad and alongside Brett Doctor joining us in the pregame show, and alongside a couple of the linemen, Grant Spellhog and Dylan Filler, join us in the postgame show as well. The Vikings are heading on to the quarterfinals for the 6th consecutive season with a 49-6 win from from Kindred against Harvey-Wells County. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and make sure you tune in to more coverage with the Squirrels football game going on right now with Joel Morgan in Castleton, and also the Bulldogs football game in Sargent County with James Martins. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your weekend.